And we're all unmuted. There
Very
we go.
good.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another evening of D&D. We are NotGreatRPG, and we are here for the City of Oshuamp tonight.
For the whole city.
For the whole city. Nope, not the whole city. A small portion of a bad city with big cold.
Minor amount.
But yeah, we're back once again for some more fun. So we will go around the table and say who we are. We'll be joined shortly by Buck, and then we'll get into the fun for the evening. So fun. Fun. I enjoy it. Fun. I like it. Eric, thank you very much for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. But anyway, I am Don, Boosted Gorilla, and I play Ether Revia, the Grave Domain Cleric, in this one.
I am Lawrence, and I play Yalum Lo.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
Hi, I'm DJ, and I play Nesgrim.
And yes, as Don said, Buckbill will be with us in just a moment. Buckbones.
Buckbill.
I just wanted to say Buckbones again, and I had to stop myself. Oh, it's such a good shop name.
Upstairs, and we'll be done
No
very
resistance.
shortly.
Yeah, just Buckbones.
William Buckbones.
All right, so last week we found out more about the Widow's Whale as it was revealed to us by Corin in his basement, discovering that it is a parasitic plant that drains the life from the soil and the things around it, and it is primarily found in places where mass death has occurred, again, terrifying us about Corin himself for where he was. Ritora, by this information, was very confused because where she grew up, super peaceful, like foresty place, and just kind of weird that this was even remotely there. And I said, shh, we'll get there. Nesgrim makes the connection eventually to the mysterious death of his father back in a different woods near his hometown. Yep.
Hometowns.
Yes, we learned the name Ryek, which means exile in Elvish. His father was also quarantined while he was ill, and Nesgrim was not permitted to visit his father during his death. Ether and Corin have a brief discussion about things going on in the afterlife and how Ether himself, through his ritual connections, attempts to ferry lost souls across a river in his visions, or banishes those that he thinks are not worthy of it. Just be gone!
Get out of here.
Do bad stuff, you're done.
Get out of here.
That's it.
You're done.
You're done.
He also tells Corin of his ability through his channel divinity to witness the last memories of a person by performing a ritual with their skull. Corin brings him a skull and asks him to look into this person's memory, and we watch a man who was told to us eventually was named Bartholomew, attacked by a plethora of creatures, very small, that he attempted to swat off of his neck and face before one of them crawled into his open mouth as he screamed, and then he stopped moving and died. We also saw on the walls of Corin's rooms etchings that he had engraved into it in infernal writing, a pair of symbols, and a poetic verse from the sisters that he has overheard along his back wall. He tells them that he is, in fact, the man who has been hiring mercenaries to go into the orphanage, looking for the entrance and paying for each name discovered. Yalum Lo is able to discern the script on the walls and the note that Corin found in one of the mausoleums at the site of justice itself. They read the harrowing notes of his overheard discussions and learn the names Grief, Agony, Despair, Torment, and Livid. The occurrences describe mounds of bodies, people going missing, markings carved into flesh, which we've kind of already found maybe one of those, and his potential fear of invocations and feasts. He also finds the initials SOS once more. And then we find the word in Infernal, vermin, which we were able to read, and then the word filth in Common. He discusses with us the history of the well poisoning of 8051 AR, which is 12 years before our current timeline, and he details the return of an expedition of dwarves that had been sent into the mines north of Oshuamp. This crew was hired by the cathedral to procure a lost holy relic that was stolen by a brother who forsake his position in the cathedral and fled north of the city. Corin was pulled from his work as the doctor of the orphanage to care for these ill dwarves, but was unable to save them. To keep the existence of the dwarves secret from the rest of the city, a conspiracy plot was hatched to blame a poisoned well for the spreading of this disease in North slums instead. Whew. In their delirium, some of the surviving dwarfs spoke manically of a withered, rotten creature elevated against a cave wall by roots and vines that extended down below into the black soil that was wriggling with maggots and worms. Some of them walked willingly towards this figure in a daze, and their flesh was flayed from their bodies, and then the vines gripped them from the grounds and threw them over the body of this... An amalgamation, as Sarah would say! Corin also tells us that his wife Carolyn unfortunately contracted the rot, and he abandoned his work to take care of her himself, quarantining themselves in an abandoned home in Slums North. She deteriorated despite his efforts to help her. Her flesh began to rot, but then she was visited by Sister Isabel, and the deterioration halted. He remembers that her skin grew quite pale, kind of returned to its form, and she began to stare and speak to shadows inside of the house, whispering to them. Then eventually brothers from the cathedral, called Awakened Ones, were sent to remove her and place her into a quarantine inside of the cathedral itself, ignoring Corin's protests. He then openly blasphemed against the cathedral publicly and was charged with heresy. The people of Slums North protested his execution at the gallows. These protesters were the so-called rioters, as they were gathered up and executed or burned in their homes if they fled. And Corin remarks remorsefully that he feels horrifically guilty over what has happened here in the city, especially for the death of not only his wife, but of the father of Clark, the pawn man. As they ask him for assistance with Madeline, they share the note they had from Desiel and confess their fears of a transformation for one of the young girls inside of the orphanage. As her 13th birthday approaches, they use the name Marybelle, and Corin, in a fevered panic and rage, immediately leaves, confessing that Marybelle was the name that his 9-month pregnant wife had chosen for their daughter before she was taken from him while she was ill. They willingly follow him out to the orphanage because, fuck yeah, this dude's cool as shit. We're going to go kill anyone for this guy. We get to the orphanage. We knock on the door. Sister Lauren opens it, recognizes us. We announce that we brought the doctor back to be able to help here with Sister Madeline. She lets us in. We go upstairs, go towards Sister Madeline. Corin goes inside alone. We ask to see Marybelle because the doctor is interested in her, and okay. I mean, my justification is your reputation with Lauren is high enough that she would trust you guys to be doing this for a verifiably reasonable idea. So she goes and collects Marybelle from inside of the nursery, brings her back over. Corin, after a few moments, steps outside of the sisters' quarters and doesn't really announce anything about the state of Sister Madeline. He comes out as he sees Marybelle is being led over towards him. He utilizes his charm to tell Sister Lauren that she is mine now, and Marybelle is now his.
She says yes.
Yeah, she's like, cool. We like this guy.
I don't know if we should or shouldn't.
I don't care.
I don't care. He's handsome. Have you heard? He's
just
handsome.
He's just cool.
Right? Yeah, so Corin, in a moment of despair, turns to leave, confessing that he feels as though he is not fit to be a father to any child, despite whatever might be going on in Marybelle's life. He says that he is no longer a man and no longer capable of caring or loving or protecting someone, but we successfully, through Yalumlo's communications telepathically, remind him that she is safer with him no matter what.
Literally in an orphanage and in grave danger.
Yeah. So, grave danger.
Grave danger?
I need the totem. It's just, we really get that in there.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
We'll roll for performance on that.
Yep, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, we do need to know.
It's a 13. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Better than Paul.
Anyone else.
Nobody's gonna really perfect that though.
It's good. I'm very happy.
It's for Ukubo only.
Yeah, so he accepts this proposition, takes Marybelle into his arms, hugs her, begins to cry, and she happily goes with the man that we now have understood is theoretically her father. Theoretically.
We didn't really confirm it.
Proof. Yeah, so
DNA.
after he leaves, we go inside of the sisters' quarters to check on Madeline. We find her sitting upright in her bed in like her night robe. She is confused by the withered, scarred flesh on her chest now, and clutches the locket that dangles over this area. They ask her more about her visions and how she became the director, like the mother of the orphanage itself. And we realize that she is the person who totally had the vision of that holy relic that dwarving expedition got sent out into the mines for, and that it was for retrieving Sister Sabrina's coronet, this dazzling crown with emblazoned, encrusted red and orange jewels. She continues to repeat the phrase like fire she is over and over when describing Sister Sabrina. Yalumlo asks to briefly inspect her locket. She gives it over to him, and Nesgrim lights a torch as we recognize that, like fire and all of the descriptions of Sabrina, the sacred flame, is a hint towards something. So Yalumlo, despite Don's protest, not Aether's protest, Don the person's
to be
protest.
perfectly clear, Aether totally has no reason, totally fine. I was upset and horrified of what John might do.
I trust John with my entire being.
I do, like, most of the time, but we've been through some shit.
We've been through some real deep shit.
real shit.
He's giving me some reasons to question
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, I thought you were going to say my sexuality.
That too.
Also that.
I mean, but now that you mention it,
Corn.
That's what was happening.
Right. So we extend the locket out over it. We watch as the flames wreathe up around it and sear into the SOS engraving inside. A like red substance, it almost looks like rust, but similar to blood, begins to leak out from inside of the indentations here, forming in a diagonal pattern a word in Infernal from these just initials, saying the phrase Sisters of Sorrow. And I will once more remind us all of the horrifying verse on the back of Corin's walls that he overheard. A sister's eyes are buried, a sister's eyes are closed. A sister's eyes will open when Sabrina calls her home.
fucking terrifying.
I'm glad. So we begin right here in the sisters' quarters, the locket still wreathing in flames, as you all see forming brandishings inside of the locket. The phrase Sisters of Sorrow appears, and you are all standing here as Madeline continues to point and extend her open hand towards the locket, lurching forward, despite Ritora being very close to her and attempting to comfort her with that blanket to keep her warm, almost reaching into the fire itself willingly.
I have a question. Is it possible to insight check fire? Is that a thing?
I mean,
For, you know,
I don't really
tomorrow-
think the
This fire got going on.
You
Is it like a
you can-
glowing fire?
you
or
can
is it like a small
investigate the
fire?
fire.
Sure, that'll work.
like, you could not really even
So
arcana. You do have detect magic still going.
He would still
tell
have
you
it
what
up,
type.
right?
Yeah, it should still be up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's evocation.
Okay, well, yeah, that's expected.
Because, I mean,
Fire.
you technically use Druidcraft Correct to ignite it. So,
Hey,
I
it's
mean,
my
would,
fire.
I would say that it's got, like, some kind of lingering magical essence to it. It's not, like... I mean, she's the one who made the fire,
That's true,
man,
that-
not
yeah,
me.
Yeah. Well,
Blame Sarah.
this is, no.
Not my fault, chat. Can we go?
Can I, like, investigate the writing to see if I've ever seen anything like appear like this in flame before? History check or investigate, try to, like,
So
figure
you're
out.
asking whether or not you've seen
Yeah,
any markings or brandishings appear when bathed in fire.
Yeah, am I familiar with whatever, like, type of incantation might have caused this is essentially what I'm asking.
Sure, I'll permit because of, like, the certain people that you've spoken with back in, like, your hometown.
Okay.
That's theoretically
Right.
something that might have been.
Okay, let's see. For history, that's a 3, so nope.
So, I mean, it could be something where you have, like, a sense of familiarity that, like, this has been spoken. You've
Sure.
never witnessed it occur.
Okay.
You've never even seen it. Like, if people were to present you to an object that might have had this, you haven't even been presented an
Okay.
object that has theoretically had that happen.
Okay,
You
so
just heard secondhand anecdotal information.
Okay, so I'm familiar with the concept, but haven't seen it.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. I have not seen anything like this before, but I am relatively familiar with the magics behind it. I have
Give it to me.
I'm gonna pull it back out of the flames.
Cool.
I'm going to
does
prevent. I'd like
does
to
that
prevent her from.
melted writing maintain its current form? Like
Yes.
it's staying that way?
Yes.
No going back now.
Uh-huh.
I would like to prevent her from putting her hand in the fire like a child.
Cool. So, I mean, you can make a strength check as you, like, grab against her elbow and attempt to pull back on the joint.
I'm just gonna pull the torch away.
Okay.
Hold it straight up and down instead of out.
17.
You know that feeling where you really don't want an at 20 situation, but you do it?
Her hand's going right into the
This
fire.
is that situation. So, I mean, as you begin to
Great.
pull the locket away and you begin to go for pulling the torch away, you grab at her elbow and she breaks out of your grasp. I will say that she's not capable at her distance of just lunging forward like thematically in a situation that's implausible to me, but she topples out of the bed onto the ground in a fevered state. Like, you now see her on her knees, like reaching up towards this, having broken out of your grasp, as you two part and are standing here, one side with locket, one side with fire, and she is reaching up towards the locket. Give it to me.
Into her mind. Sister Madeline, I do not suppose we could convince you to calm yourself. The locket is still here in the room.
I am quite calm.
You do not seem very calm.
I hear her.
You hear her.
She needs it back.
What is she saying?
Bring it to her.
Where is she?
And she just looks at the floor below her. Digging.
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 And now out loud I'm going to say, where is she digging at?
In the cellar. Those words just invoke a horrifying feeling in Don, and I'm very happy they do.
Sabrina digging.
Well, because also I've seen
cellar.
what you've put on the table. It might be.
Oh, that's a cellar.
Oh, fuck!
Fuck! You know what, guys? I just remembered. I gotta go.
I had this date with that cursed eye lady.
No, we all know that's not the excuse.
No matter how well you roll on deception, no one's believing
me
that.
there. No.
I would like you to roll a deception though. Let's see. You know
You
how
should
good?
know. We have
17.
That was pretty good. But we know because we all have plus 20 to the rolls, specifically to determine if you're lying
Plus
about having
20
a date.
bullshit penalty.
You should know.
Sister
We have
Madeline.
been warned that should we arrive here,
It's dangerous.
it's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Correct.
Arrive here where we already are.
Here.
There.
Oh,
Wherever there is.
Yes, as I announced to them all as we were preparing, be careful.
Be careful.
gotcha.
Sister Madeline, it seems that you are still feeling unwell. Perhaps a bit more time to heal before making such an adventure.
She will take me.
Perhaps we could bring this locket to her if she is asking for it.
I will show you the way. She is calling us all home.
And I'm going to tuck the locket into my fist where she can't get to it.
Okay.
Is it dark where we are going?
I have never been. I have only seen.
In your visions?
It is her home.
The cellar is her home?
Beyond the cellar. Deeper.
The mines?
Not the mines.
It might rhyme with mines.
Mimes?
Cry.
Crimes?
Vines.
Oh. Shit.
Got it.
I'm gonna pull out like a stick or wood fragment that I have in my bag and cast light on it and hand it to her, so she can lead the way.
She kind of leans over towards you and grasps it. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And she just kind of slowly gets to her feet and rises. This way. And she walks out of the sisters' quarters back into the hallway.
Do we see any other sisters about?
I mean, in terms of the upstairs, no. The majority of the time, they are downstairs in the common area. Freya would be the only one inside of the nursery, and as previously stated, to give Madeline proper isolation, the other sisters were sleeping in the nursery. Like, they dragged cots in.
What is the current state of Sister Lauren?
Sister Lauren is still kind of standing here in the general area. She looks like she's a little bit more poised, but she's still, you know, that charm is exclusive to him. She's more looking for him again still, as though confused at the absence of this person.
So she's just kind of like aimlessly looking around trying
Yes.
to find him, essentially.
Yeah. Like, she's not looking like she's attempting to leave.
Yeah,
she
she's
just
just
looks like she's confused. Like, where did he go?
Okay.
Follow Sister Madeline?
Yeah, I think that we should follow her. We should not let her wander alone.
Do you think that Sister Lauren will be fine?
I think that she will be okay. There are several other sisters on this floor. And she does not seem like she wishes to go anywhere.
Sister Lauren, what exactly is it that you are looking for?
That handsome man.
Ah.
Where has he gone?
I'm right here.
He had an errand to attend to.
Does Nesgrim say that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm just ignoring Nesgrim.
Yeah. Good call.
He had an errand to attend to. I believe if you go and wait in the study, in the office, that perhaps he will return.
Oh, very
in due
good, of
time.
course. Yes. She just hurries off towards the office. Thank you.
You're
Opens
welcome.
the door, and she's just like, oh my. She's eager and excited. Sister Madeline walks over towards the spiral staircase descending down towards the first floor.
I guess we're walking with her.
Yep.
I don't want to metagame, but I don't want to die.
I mean, I'm not going to let her go by herself, so
no,
I'm
not
going.
either.
I mean, I don't think she'll go without the locket, necessarily. And I have the
That's
locket.
true.
Yeah, she won't get too far away from
Yeah,
it.
she won't get too far.
Like, I implied that I was willing to go with, which is probably the only reason she's even leading us out of the room.
Sure.
But I am going to at least start following her.
Yeah. Even if we do not plan to go wherever it is she is taking us, we should try to see where this cellar is and what she knows.
Is this
Okay.
what Corin was looking for?
I am
Might
not
be.
sure.
Was it the young men that we stopped, Felix and I,
The
That-
two in the storage
in the
area?
storage area that mentioned looking for the door?
Yes,
Okay.
those two specifically.
The ones who broke in to the storage area mentioned something about looking for a door. I assume Corin was the one who sent them.
Yeah, they were looking for entrances and signatures, if I remember right.
I think that was a different group.
No, I thought that was on the notes we found, wasn't it?
What was it?
The
They're-
signatures?
The people were sent in to look for entrances and signatures, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Signatures, I imagine, knowing what we found from these notes may mean literal signatures.
That is possible, or perhaps signatures referring to a marking of some kind, a sign of a spirit or something.
Right. Well, if we're gonna find it, I think it's gonna be in the basement, right?
Or a closet, but probably the basement, yes.
So we can hope that it's just the closet.
No, we know it's in the closet.
It's a spoon.
That's true, I did put a spoon in the closet.
Who keeps spoons in the closet?
As well as dirt.
Lot of dirt.
A lot of dirt.
So much dirt.
Oh,
And-
is that where...
Did we not also store a body in there?
That was a wardrobe, I think.
The body
that was a
became
cabinet.
dirt.
You guys are fun.
Right? Poor Buck's just like, what the fuck have I gotten into?
To be fair, I don't know anything about storing a body in a closet.
Okay, alright, so that helps me a little
I
bit.
also do not know anything about storing body in a closet, but I do
It wasn't
store...
really
Okay, 3 out of 5, that's not bad.
But-
So what's up with you guys?
I do know a thing or
So-
two about ignoring about everything Nesgrim says.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Ever.
what...
Oh.
It depends on your definition of body, really.
I also...
It was a pile of dirt.
I do store bones in a tent, if that is relevant to anyone.
He does do that.
I've seen you before.
Yes, I sell tools and jewelry made from bones, among other things.
I have sold you bones before, haven't I?
I'll history check.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, I do buy the occasional bones when I am not able to make it out myself.
Huh. Something about this lighting. Just... Suddenly I recognized you.
Did you
Most
run out of...
people know who I am.
No, I got plenty. Don't worry.
Yes, iBuyBones.com, that is me.
Rip off one of the little...
Bones for
little,
cash.
Little tags on the
I
pamphlet.
pay cash for bones now!
Cash for bones.
We buy any bones. any species. I can't think of a
It's
third
my
one.
bones, and I want them now.
877 bones now.
If you have a structured skeleton and you need bones.
Wow! Okay! That was good.
joke that TJ has said the entire time he's been playing here.
Oh.
You get a round of applause? Oh, that's very good. Oh, I was trying to think of something. I couldn't think of it.
Structured skeleton.
That is really good.
Thank you.
My next thought was called DJ Nesgrim. 877 bones now.
877 bones now.
877 bones now?
877 bones now.
Oh my god.
To the basement!
Yeah, to the basement. After Sister Madeline we go.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Following Sister Madeline to the basement.
Okay. So you watch as she descends the spiral staircase and returns once more to the now reattached doors of the chapel and opens the chapel.
Who attached the doors?
The guards did. When they arrived to clean up the bodies of the bandits?
They did...
Right,
Oh,
they had
yes,
been knocked
that's right.
off. They were reattached. We simply lined them with blankets.
Blankets, yeah, to keep the draft,
That's
because
right.
the window
Yeah.
is still shattered.
That's right.
So yeah, you step once more into the chapel and you watch as she just walks towards, like, the pulpit.
To the pulpit.
Oh, no.
So that's the pulpit, I guess?
This is not...
No? Oh, okay.
That
Not-
concerns me
You're not
based
there.
on where we
Alright.
found
That's under the
our
pulpit.
small
Oh, that's
friend.
Concerns me greatly.
The entrance.
Yeah.
As I see her walking towards that, I look over towards Ritora and Nesgrim. That is where we found Bran, the small child.
That was a drawer, though.
At the bottom of it.
At
Are
the-
we sure that was Bran? If she is leading us over towards some secret entrance?
It looked like him. It sounded like him.
That's...
It was a
not-
totally small child that said his name's Bran.
Who else?
It could have been a
The-
demon of some kind, perhaps.
We're all about this demon shit.
I mean, it may have been anyway, but that
I mean-
child is just a nightmare, so
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
I think he was like that before, though, from what the others have said.
That is certainly possible.
What to what end would someone pretend to be a child?
I imagine the children are much less watched than some of the sisters.
True.
They seem to get away with a lot. I mean, Nina
Also
has
true.
said that she is going to do horrible things to Grimdar, and no one seems to do anything. I have attempted to slow her down a bit, but it has not really done too much.
It's not going to. She's committed.
Yes. She is. And they do not seem to pay much attention to strange things that might happen with them.
What do you mean?
If Bran had been sneaking places and doing things...
Right.
He may not have been as noticed or has watched as some of the others might have been.
Do you think maybe Bran was working for someone?
I am not sure. But we did find him in a drawer, right where she is heading, after we just burned a locket and exposed some horrifying text.
I'm gonna watch and see what she does.
So she walks towards the pulpit and, just drags her hand softly along the top of it, her eyes affixed to the statue of Ostador at the back of the room, with its hands that are cupped, meeting in its center. And she stops and stands and looks up at it. And then holds the stick that you gave her with light out and drops it on the ground here. So you can see that, the base of the statue is kind of just illuminated by the ambient light. And she turns slowly back towards you all. The torch. Light it.
Light what?
The torch.
It is lit.
Oh, I thought it was extinguished. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's lit.
Your pants fell apart. Whole time.
Okay, I thought it had been put out. Okay.
I like to consider that Madeline took a moment to be out of her dreamy state, light it. Like what? The torch.
Come on!
I have got the program.
So she extends her one hand out.
I don't know if I should give her this torch. Here we go. And
That is every decision in this campaign.
No opposition?
no one looked at me wide-eyed or afraid, so here we go.
So she takes the torch from your hands.
I look over at Nesgrim, wide-eyed and afraid.
And in front of the statue,
Too little, too late.
in the area where the palms are cupped and meet,
So
she places the torch, and you watch as it sinks into a groove built into the palms of the hand, and she places it into it, and you watch as the face of the statue is now illuminated by fire. So you can see this gaunt, again, the statue itself is like a black, old, rusted stone. This is not nice looking. It is very similar to the one that was out in the promenade, where it's the enormous black cloak. So you can see, as the flames illuminate it, you see that same, rusted face, as though it's flat, expressionless. But you watch as the flames flicker against it, and right at, the bottom lip, you see the face split. And down through the center of the statue, this cracking in the rock. And it begins to part in the center. And she just looks down at the base of the statue and steps inside. She calls me home.
Well, I don't suppose we have much of a choice, because we will probably be hanged if she walks into a secret cellar room and we do not follow her.
We could always just pick the torch up.
And trap her. And trap her inside.
Well, she's home now.
Brought her home. Suggesting that
it's
we
what
have
she wants.
escorted her
wants.
home.
It's really
and now
polite
our
we've walked her
job.
home.
Yeah. Lock the door behind her.
Yeah, you guys are just very considerate people.
Nesgrim never goes into a lady's home.
Has never.
And will never.
Yeah, you watch as her figure begins to descend
Down.
a spiral staircase
No.
inside of this statue. into the dark.
She did say she was
disappearing.
further down.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't make it any better.
I maintain that we just close this opening and just walk
I
away.
am going to cast Ik Fulisa.
Okay.
The guards probably don't know this is here. Don't ever think to look for her in a statue. We can just
Did I hear you say that you wanted to go first?
sure.
Yes, and I tap you on the chest and cast light. Lead the way.
And I tap my shield and cast light on my shield and look at you disgruntled and walk forward.
I'm going to pull out my staff and cast a quick shillelagh.
Here we go.
Alright, I guess we're all arming ourselves. So, pulling out my 2 swords.
Who knows what? Oh man, I want to walk down this. All right, here we go. I'm
Yeah,
walking
I'll
down.
just pat you on the shoulder as I like walk past. You are very bright.
Wait, before we go.
Liquid courage. Good idea.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So as you, one by one, single file, step into this statue and descend down this spiral staircase, as you lay your hands on the railing and look at the stone down below you, you can see that at first, for the first like 30-ish feet of this, it looks as though this is a more recent metallic construction, as though this is made of like wrought iron bars that descend down and angle themselves outward. So it's about 40-ish, 50 feet down, and then it kind of angles almost like a ramp. And you can see that above your head, it's dirt at first when you descend. And as you hit that 30 to 40 point into the ramp, you walk again through dirt ceilings, and for about 10 feet after that, you begin to see into this area like a natural stone formation, as though you're entering like a cavernous area, as opposed to simply just digging into a fucking hole in the ground.
Gotcha.
You can see ahead of her, though, because you... Dark vision.
Don't think so.
No dark vision. No. But Nesgrim is illuminated and is casting bright light out in an area anyway. So you guys would be able to see up to the point of Sister Madeline, because she's about 20 feet or so, 25 feet ahead of you. Mm-hmm. You can see that as she's walking through this very narrow, like maybe a little more than 5 foot wide passageway with about 8 foot high ceilings of natural stone, like, you know, not well structured. This looks like a natural cavernous formation, so the walls are not like flat and smooth rock. This is natural stone. You can see up to her back, and she is walking forward. As she walks forward, maybe another 30 to 40 feet, you guys now would be aware enough of your positionings for where you were previously in the orphanage and your experiences inside, that you're down a fair distance of maybe 90 to 100 plus feet, and that you are now deeper into what would be the central part of the orphanage, but far below it. As you continue to walk, the natural stone formations come into this archway, and you see where she stops is stone all around you, except for
A door.
a large archway with a door constructed into it. So it looks as though these cavernous walls are like embedded up against the front of whatever this is. This is an ornamental building, but it is in a ruined, dilapidated state. So you can see the front of it looks well constructed. It looks as though there are ornamental patterns like, think of like Celtic knots, things of that nature. So you're looking at an archway where there are pillars attached to the front of it, and then it meets at that arch point, and there are Celtic knots all around it. You can see as well that there are engravings here in a language. Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I don't think so.
Sure don't.
So you see runic carvings, like around the perimeter, below the areas of the Celtic knots.
Do we recognize that it is Dwarvish? We just can't read it? Or...
Correct.
Okay.
Would you say this looks like an old chapel or perhaps a graveyard of some kind? Like a
Like
burial?
I would say that you would
religious burial
associate
chamber?
the religious decorative areas of it to being potentially, yes, an old religious area. Probably a building, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a fucking well-constructed thing. It's just in a state of disrepair and decay.
Sister Madeline,
Yes.
how long ago was the orphanage constructed? Did you perhaps get a new chapel at some point?
No, I don't know. Sabrina built the orphanage.
Okay. You don't know when? She did not say?
No, I've only seen Sabrina. Spoken to her in my visions. She was gone before my first service began. And she places her hand on the door and begins to push it. And you watch as she struggles against it as though it's a very heavy door. It's wood. It's a simple door where it's got kind of like the two knobs where it parts in the center. Mm-hmm. It's a simple door, but it's heavy. This is a thick, dwarven constructed door. And you can see that she pushes on it and is unable to move it open. You see dust kick around the area of the dirt right at her feet. And you can see that as she's pushing, below her feet, as the dirt kind of parts, you see what looks like steps, as though they have sunken into the actual rock and dirt formations here.
Okay. Should we help her?
Sure. I'll help.
All right, let's go, Buck.
Just put one piece on it and just... Does it work? Cool.
And place your miniatures.
Ah, damn it.
And this is where we turn around. But I don't want to turn around.
Yes,
I
I
can grab
turn
mine.
fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have mine?
You have to go grab one.
Oh, gotcha.
So
If you don't mind putting me down there.
you're in front here.
While you're in there, Billy, can you grab me just a generic lady for Sister Madeline?
Is
Thank you.
Nesgrim in front or is Buck in front?
I'll be.
Well, I mean, based on who just pushed the door open.
Buck and Madeline would
Like,
be-
you're definitely in front of me. Because
Yeah.
I'm
I would say it
not
goes
mine.
Buck, me, and
Suggested
then
that you go
everyone
first.
else. Yeah. Thanks for that. Also.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Did you like that?
18 AC. Yeah, I'll go first.
You looked like you wanted to go first.
I did. I was
You were
really
talking
excited.
like you didn't want to
Very
go
eager.
first, but I could see it in your eyes.
I absolutely wanted to go first. Yep.
Now, as this door begins to split open, you can see that inside, think of an antechamber. So when you enter into a cathedral, where it is the flat, nice polished stone bases. Now these are also cracked, as though they are in a state of ruinous, ancient. I'm trying to convey that as best as I can, simply from the aesthetic perception of it. So as you step in, these look like they were nicely polished, well-carved stones,
At
but
one
you can
point.
see natural cracks and breakings in between them. So the areas where the stones would have been connected, like that mortar, has been broken and fragmented off. As you step inside, you can see that this antechamber is about 20 feet in length, and steps ascend up about maybe 5 feet, like small trio of steps, and there are 2 doors, very similar to the ones matching the front door from which you entered.
Okay.
Inside
what would
of
she
this-
do?
She steps inside as well.
Oh, okay.
She's just in this antechamber, kind of staring her around. Now, as you are inside of this antechamber, there is still decorative properties in here. Now, we don't have statues as sufficient for this, but there are railings in that central point. So where the doors are, there are small railings that look as though they are well twisted and carved out of chiseled stone, and they bear dwarven faces instead of where the handle is. It's the face of a dwarf with
Is it Grimdor?
not I mean, but with the bassinet helmets, the ones where it fully comes down and it splits in the center. Yeah. So you can see that there are these old dwarven statued-esque faces, well chiseled, but you can see that they look as though they're fragmented and chipped, as though pieces of the face have been broken off by weather and time and just generic erosion. and you see the 2 doors in front of you.
Are the doors marked in any kind of way?
Marked? No, they look very similar. They're painted differently, but in actuality, they are very similar, where it looks once more like well-polished stone marking the natural archway and frame of it, and then a simple wooden door with a handle.
As we're standing here, I'm just going to start ritual casting Detect Magic.
Okay. Do you want to stand here for 10 minutes? Because Sister Madeline's going to walk in. I will tell you
No, I'm
that.
just going
She
to
just gonna pick a door?
start preparing it, and if we find something prior to that, I'll just stop doing it.
Cool.
But, yeah.
The one by you, Buck.
Alrighty.
Sister Madeline begins walking towards that door, slowly ascending the steps.
Sister Madeline,
Yes.
have you been here before?
No. No, I've not. I've seen... And she just kind of like points around, and you can look up, and you can see that the ceilings in here look like they're more simple stone as well. They do not look like this is the domed, kind of more aesthetically pleasing section of the chapel. Again, the antechamber would look nice, but this is not the area in which the decoration looks as though the primary focus. I've seen these doors.
You've seen these doors.
Yes.
Have you seen anything beyond these doors?
Rubble.
Rubble.
Yes.
Did Sister Desiel ever talk about this place at all to you? Or
No,
any of
Desiel.
the other sisters?
No, never Desiel. Only Sabrina?
In your visions?
Yes.
Okay.
She wants to show me what I can be.
You say only Sabrina has
Yes.
spoken to you of this place?
Yes.
Sister Isabel did not know of this place.
No. She never spoke of this to me.
I don't suppose that we could linger here a moment? My friend Ether here is just trying to get the scenery taken in.
Roll for persuasion.
Am I able to give advantage by, helping him in the sense that, I'll say something to reinforce that?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll just...
Advantage?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
Thank yes. Yes, I
Again.
do need a
They
moment.
both rolled out of the tray, but they were both ones.
Okay.
Damn.
She's going.
There is no time to wait. This has been centuries coming.
About how far away from me is she?
5 feet, 10 feet. She's close to arm's reach if you were to try to, take a quick step and grab her, if that was what you were going towards.
I'm going to take a step toward her. Is she still looking at me?
No, she's turned and is now staring at that door once more and is preparing to
Yeah,
walk.
I'm gonna reach out to grab her arm, and as I do, I'm going to dangle the locket from my other hand.
Okay. We'll see if she notices. Yeah. So, you grab onto her? Okay. So, your touch is sufficient to where her attention is pulled back towards you, and she sees the locket. Oh, my. I will need that.
Yes, I suppose you will. I would willingly bring this with you into the room if you simply give Ether a moment.
Oh, of course.
Yes, just a few more minutes if you do not mind.
Sure. So she stands here, staring at this. The several moments conclude. You guys continue to take in, obviously, the sights around you here. You do not hear anything coming from inside, like on the opposite side of these doors. Mm-hmm. You conclude your detect magic. In this antechamber, you do not detect anything.
Okay.
That was a waste of time.
I don't detect anything, including things that I have on me that I know are magical in some way. I just don't detect anything
Nothing
additional.
new.
Nothing new.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't
no.
some magic suck chamber or
No,
something.
okay. No.
Okay.
Your magical things still
nothing
evoke
new.
magic.
Okay, great. That's good news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can proceed inside. I've done what I needed to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to hand back the locket. I'm going to tuck it back in my hand, but I'm going to motion towards the door as though we're ready to go in.
Okay. So she ascends the steps, places her hand on the knob of this door, twists it, and pushes. You watch as the door slowly creaks and dust and rubble fall from the frames of the archway of the door, and she takes a singular step inside. You all, I'm assuming, still single file, if you would like to place yourself in that area.
I'm gonna wait
Like,
just on the
just
other side of the
here?
door.
And then
I'm gonna
she's
wait
here.
just on the other side of the door as she walks in.
Okay. She would be another step in. You guys would be entering this room, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys would be in an area right behind her, right in front of the door.
In front of the. Oh, so you guys
And
are
you
waiting?
said Nesgrim wants to be just on the outside of the door.
Yep.
Okay, so
On the opposite side,
Yeah.
still in the antechamber.
As
kind
long
of
as you want.
looking back at where you came in, or...
Looking through the door here while
Okay.
they're open, while it's open and they're walking through, and I'll
Okay.
keep the door open while I stand there as well.
So,
Are you coming in?
Yeah.
as you step inside...
Just drop it.
That's fine. You guys are all just hugging.
Dog pile.
Mhm.
You know when you like
tackle
walk,
Buck.
but like the person in front of you stops?
Yeah, and you just bump into their
Bump
back.
into them. Yeah.
As you step inside, so obviously we do not have them. Those things,
Are those benches?
those are pews. Yes, they're
Okay.
like benches. So you can see 3 benches right in front of you, like pews. You can see the central aisle, and again on the opposite side, 3 more benches.
And we see that door over there. The other
The
door.
opposite side,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So you can see that there is a small, between the conclusion of the pew and the wall right at your side to the right, there is a small 5-foot walkway on your side, and that area in the center is about the 10 feet wide, so it's the 2 central squares. As you step inside, you see additional areas as the domed ceiling comes into your full view. You can see parts of it where it looks as though it's cracked, but the natural stone has kind of like recessed and not broken through. On the ground, you can see small areas where rubble has descended, small rocks and other things like that. Dust is gathered. This room feels musty as you enter it. So like you take the step inside and you get that whiff of just unopened like dust, like a sealed area. The benches themselves look as though they are slightly indented and cracked. You can see that ahead of you, that rock structure is an actual area where rocks have fallen and descended. Those boxes are the areas that mark where stairs ascend into a portion up above.
Into this thing.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
That look as though they descend or ascend up to a railed-in area overlooking that.
Like a
Balcony almost?
It's a balcony. That's
It's the
traditionally
VIP seating
It's where the
section.
choir stands, actually.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
part of me was like getting like Phoenix Wright like courtroom vibes, but I was like, I don't think.
I mean, a lot of churches originally served as courtrooms like back in the day.
So you guys can see you're 60 feet out. So you can see right to that first set where the stairways ascend. Correct. You see that rubble in the central portion. Along the top, along the dome ceiling, you can see that, pillars are marking along the walls, forming, curving in where it spindles and ascends to the dome ceiling. The dome ceiling is not like glass or anything like that. It is still dwarven stone construction. It looks very similar to what you saw in the antechamber. It looks better decorated in here, as though there are ornamental figures marking these pillars, like carved into them. You can see that it's, as you're in the area, like just perceiving the general sense of what is around you, think of how on stained glass windows it is the portrayals of certain scenes. You can see that along these stone carvings into the pillars themselves, adorning, look like scenes from battles, look like scenes of people in meetings. But you can also see areas along the wall where there are great indentations like slash marks and blunt force like cracks into the stone themselves. You can also see in these areas, along the walls right where you are, what looks like another language crudely carved into it. Does anyone read Orcish? Very good.
What is the floor made of?
So the floor is the same polished stone as the antechamber, but it again looks cracked. It looks as though it is decrepit and in a state again of ruin.
There's no like layer of dirt.
It's made of bones.
Layer of dirt. There's a layer of like dust. There's a layer of like thin dirt, like gravel and things of that nature from, you know, a traditional, like, again, the areas in which I described the ceiling having broken apart.
Right.
And small rocks descended down.
So these like art carvings that are depicting battles, not from a D&D standpoint, from just from like a visual standpoint, is this like Egyptian type carvings where there's like a big like diorama essentially, or they're more like cave drawings?
They're similar to mosaics.
Okay, sure.
So it is like a big scene where you can see dwarven men with great warhammers and mauls fighting tall, grotesque-looking figures that you guys as players would associate with orcs, but for those of you that as actual characters that have not seen an orc, you just see these grotesque figures with tusked teeth, bald heads, crude armors, and broken like scimitars and swords charging towards these dwarves.
Have any of us seen an orc?
Yes, I have.
So you would recognize
Correct.
them as orcs.
Does anyone know what this artwork is of? Has anyone seen anything like this before?
Looks like a fight.
These are orcs fighting dwarves. I imagine I would know the history of why orcs would be fighting dwarves and etc. Like, I would know what...
You would be aware of... okay, so in terms of the local culture for where you
just
grew
like the
up...
general local history, yeah.
Yes, you know that it wasn't exclusively dwarves, though, for what you fought back in your home. You know it was the people of the area fought the orcs of the area.
Right, it's just here it's dwarves.
Correct.
I would have some knowledge about what this might be.
Correct.
It is possible that this is referring to Ostador. He did fight orcs with the people of the city, so it is possible that dwarves were involved.
So Madeline takes a step towards the pillar closest towards you and lays her hand over it and just kind of like slowly runs her fingers over the etchings, the carvings into the stone. Reclamation.
Reclamations?
Yes. Saviors of the city.
Who?
And she just gestures towards the dwarf figures. Death. And destruction.
The dwarves or the orcs?
A great raid. A lost city. Reclaimed. Rebuilt.
When Ostador came, right?
I do not know. I know only what the sisters believe.
And Ostador took back Oshuamp from orcs and the like. So this is the reclamation of Oshuamp, then.
It's what you're associating it with, yes.
Yeah.
Did we watch that play? Who watched the play? I think you and I watched it, right? No,
Jerky.
Felix watched it.
Felix and Jerky.
Felix and Jerky. Yeah, never mind.
Also, the play had lies in it.
It sure did.
Nobody who was there is here anymore, though. So.
This word in this third paragraph, is that referring to the mines? Because I don't actually have it. I have it bolded for some reason, but I don't have it in that section. I might have it somewhere in my notes elsewhere.
It does not refer to the mines.
Okay. I don't have that definition. Or maybe I do. Because I have it bolded.
You've never been there. That's why you don't know.
Sure. Do I know what it is or no? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
just
know
that
that's an area north of the city. You don't know what exactly it is.
Sure.
Because, again, that's a word that's not in a language you
Right.
speak, so you don't know what to associate it with.
Sure,
When
but I
you-
can still associate the story with what she's talking about, perhaps, based on what's written here.
Correct.
Yeah. I heard a tale at one point, an elf named Edward the Reluctant. He traveled north and went somewhere, and he told the tale of a horrifying creature that lives deep within somewhere in the north, and it apparently lures people in with the promise of a lost civilization, and he died very shortly after. He heard a voice that told him it would find him even if he was in the city and that no walls could keep him safe. Perhaps this is what Madeline is referring to? This monster? This civilization of some kind?
Maybe.
Would I be familiar with this monster of the north at all? Or is this beyond my purview?
I mean, in terms of, like, your knowledge from the Hunters Guild, you would know that... Are you saying the name, Don?
No, I did not.
Okay. Do you intend to?
So it's only because you said that it's not in like a language that I know how to correlate.
Well,
so,
you can still repeat the word. You don't know what it means.
Sure, okay. Krogaj.
So you're aware that the Krogaj...
Krav Maga.
The Krogaj is a section of woods far north in the northwest portions beyond Oshuamp. So you've never been there.
Yeah, it's far out.
Correct. Like, it is 2 days worth of travel beyond the city, and people don't go there because of things like that.
Okay, I relate all of that, but I tell him, that's not really my thing. I'm more of a natural beasts kind of killer. So
Not unnatural.
don't really go into that area.
Sure.
I just glare at you a little bit when you say that.
But you do know of it? You have heard the story, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose that there are natural beasts that hide out in cellars like this.
Rats?
Is that why you're here?
Let's not talk about the rats.
Maybe really big rats.
Madeline begins walking up that hallway with her hand just trailing over these mosaics in the wall.
Up this way?
Correct.
How far up she going?
About 15, 20 feet.
Second pew? Third?
Yep, right in between the second and third pew.
So I am scarfed like this. That's a thing. How can we tell how trafficked the floor is in this area?
Sure. You can tell from in the general area, there are what looks like in the dust footprints leading through that central aisle, and it looks as though there is small foot traffic into the front pews, like into the space.
Small foot traffic, not small footprints.
Brand-sized foot traffic.
Yeah, or child sizes.
Oh, man.
I mean, roll for survival.
That is an 11.
More sets of footprints that look like the size of adult humans.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, not children.
Okay. Thank God.
I'm going to walk in the room now that everyone's kind of filed away from the door a little
Cool. Do you close the door behind you?
bit. No.
Let them in.
Yeah, let the shadows.
Or let us out.
So you step inside and you watch as Sister Madeline pauses at another mosaic, and you can see that her hand just kind of stops at the bottom of this mosaic, because again, it's framed into the stone. At the bottom of the mosaic, you can see that there's a gold framing, and she like lays her hands along it, and then stops and pulls her hand back off of this in horror and takes a step back and looks down below. Below it, you see, again, in Orcish, carved, like chiseled in with broken pieces, the words, Oshuai Wampu.
I want to go out a limb and say that perhaps means Oshuamp.
Oh, sure.
Perhaps my translation is not perfect, but...
Oshuai
Wampu.
Wampu.
That does appear to be a pretty good word association.
Wampu.
I thought so.
Are you still looking for magic? I don't suppose you have seen anything else now that we are in here?
I've not gotten anything additional.
What's the distance? That's important.
Let me see.
Isn't it 30 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
Where you are, no.
Okay. Yeah. Even if we're where like she is, essentially.
As you step up towards her, no.
Okay.
I will also tell you that the domed ceiling is 60 feet high.
Uh-huh.
How far is your...
30 feet.
Not 60.
But there's a balcony.
Correct.
And
Okay,
there are
so-
stairs.
Correct.
We could just grab him and throw him.
I would prefer if you did
We
not
could
do
create a
that.
pyramid.
We could-
Perhaps if you get down on your hands and knees, and I get down on my hands and knees, and
He's
then
real tall.
you
Yeah.
get on his shoulders,
Perhaps
and then you stand on us.
Ooh, you're not going to crush anybody.
We'll all stand up quickly and fling you in the air.
What are we doing?
we could also just go up the stairs.
Oh, that
I can
seems
give somebody
That's
a boost.
probably a better idea.
Yeah, it seems
I-
the
I-
safest.
I do not really want to fall to my death while standing on a pyramid of people. One of bones, perhaps, but not live people.
You want to go out in a pile of bones?
Go out the way that he lived, with his bones.
Yes, if they were bones, I could tie them together and make something sturdy.
A raft.
A chair.
A raft, yes.
Is Sister Madeline continuing? She's still
Continuing
walking
to
forward.
walk, she goes another 15 feet forward.
Who's following your...
Yeah, I'm up with her because I
Is anyone
was
else
looking for
following?
magic.
Follow.
Not directly behind him. Yeah, I'll go behind Buck.
Who's this?
I'm
That's
gonna
me.
walk
I
to
have one
the central footpath.
Yeah, put Buck in front of me.
Looking down that, do I see anything out of the ordinary on the ground? Like maybe raised stones?
Are you still out there?
No,
No,
he
I'm
came in. He's in the central aisle.
Or, stones that have been depressed into the ground? Any area where the ground's been more disturbed than it already is?
Yes. So again, in the areas where there is this light foot traffic, as though you can see the footsteps imprinted into the dust and dirt that has fallen in here, encasing it. You can see that some of these stones are depressed. You can also see what looks like thin, dried trails of blood.
On top of the stone.
Yes.
But
on
not
top
on top
of the dirt.
Oh, on top of
On
the
top
dirt.
of the dirt.
Oh boy.
Can we tell how old the blood is?
I mean, it's dried.
So it's not
Beyond
fresh.
that, yes,
Okay.
it's not fresh.
Okay.
You would assume minimum few days to weeks.
Okay.
It's a little fresher than I like, but
I have blood over here. There's blood
Most-
on the ground over
Oh,
here.
on the ground. Yes. I was going to say
Oh,
most
yeah,
pe-
so I have blood.
yes,
Yes.
most people do.
also skin.
If you had it in like a bag or something, that would be concerning.
I'll bet Corin didn't have blood.
That's
We're
a
getting
very
off
strange thing to
That is a
say.
very strange thing to say, Nesgrim.
You were saying that there's blood on the
Yeah,
floor.
yes, there's blood on the dirt over here. Yes.
You do have me thinking now about whether or not he has blood, though.
I would not bring that up if you attempt to go on a date.
No.
I do not think that would be a great discussion topic.
She goes the 15 feet, though.
I'm going to slowly proceed down that center aisle.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow behind Nesgrim.
I'm gonna cut through and go over and try to like nature check that blood
Okay.
or survival rather.
Sure. For, like, the path?
Yeah, just to see if I can determine anything about it.
Sure.
Which
you need
direction
help?
that blood
Nope.
was moving.
That is a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that this looks like blood that has dried up here. It does not look like it would be from a significant wound. because of how thin the trail itself is. This also looks like, though, that the wound itself would have been something that had been present for some time because of its thinness and its consistency in the trackings. So, like, this is not, oh, something was injured here. This is someone was injured
And then
They
walk
were
through.
going-
and brought
this
through
way.
here, yes, and then something happened, and that is why the blood trail goes from this-ish area
If it's
further.
that regular, maybe they were dragged.
You can see that it goes towards that boulder formation that is about 20 feet wide, about 5 feet high.
I don't know if I can determine this. Would you say that it may have perhaps come from a small puncture wound of some kind rather than like a lengthy...
I mean, yeah,
Cut.
in terms of, again, like the description of the trail of the blood, the width of it, yeah, I would say that that's moderately justifiable.
Okay.
As though a small local injury.
Okay.
Just to clarify real quick, we have not done anything to restore spell slots, right?
Nope.
I took a
Great.
short rest.
Great.
Yeah, I'm good.
I am not. I've
Yeah.
got none and have had none
Yeah.
since like episode 2.
Oh, yeah.
This is a rough campaign. This is rough.
You're talking. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah,
so-
I'm already dead.
Madeline walks not to the steps. She steps inwards and goes her full 30 feet beyond the boulders.
Beyond.
Yep.
Oh, crap.
And she goes, boo!
Yep, I'm just gonna.
You just see, because she is a little more than 5 feet, you see, like, the top of just her head on the other side of the boulders.
Sister Madeline.
In the distance,
Human shield.
far from you,
Told him.
you see the sudden eruption of a fire, illuminating what is called the sanctuary.
Fuck.
Yeah. So you see shadows
Fuck is
cast
right.
along this beautifully structured dwarven sanctuary. Like, think of behind the altar, that area where it is the beautiful carvings. It's no longer mosaics. It is complete stone with statues. So you can see that there are small ornamental gateways in front of this sanctuary to funnel people into that central portion. Yes. And then you see a tall altar made of stone, polished, still looks as though there are small cracks and indentations on it. And you can see that on that altar is where the fire is located. So you can see a small flame billowing up, casting shadows.
Back here.
No, on the
On the
altar.
altar.
Yes.
Okay.
And now
Oh boy.
you may place this on that back altar, because you would see that illuminated.
That's a statue, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank God.
For now.
That doesn't. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Doesn't mean it's not gonna come to life.
We'll see.
So yes, you see the flames, like, you know, as they flicker, cast this shadow, and you get the brief illumination of this statuesque figure on a horse with 2 swords above its head. And you can
Go ahead. Sorry.
you can see that on the sides of it, again, carved into the stones, are more depictions of battles, now not just between orcs, but between orcs, men, elves, and dwarves. And you
Okay.
see that statue, and you see that area of the sanctuary illuminated. The gates are about 3 feet high, so, like, they're an obstruction, but they're not impassable.
As we're walking along, I'm going to look down the pews. Just to make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary in the pews as we're walking.
You see the foot traffic, but you do not see a figure or anything there.
Right.
You do not see the trail of blood continue to the pews either.
Okay. I don't see like feet sticking out or anything like
No,
that.
you do
Nothing
not.
waiting to spring on us. Cool.
What I was gonna ask is, from the details that we can see of this statue from the flames, does it look orcish? The person on the horse.
No. Not from the distance you are.
Okay.
You guys are like,
Yeah, we're far.
60. You guys are about 120 feet. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's in your view to where you can discern it's a statue, but you guys can continue to move.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
I am next to that gold frame that she ran her hand across.
Yes.
Does it appear to be the same kind of gold that this locket is made out of?
No, this is a yellow gold, like traditional gold. The locket is white gold.
It's regular gold.
Correct.
Okay.
I am going to run over to the stairs over here.
Cool. Are you dashing?
No.
Casual running.
Friends, would someone like to come with me up the stairs? I would like to get a closer look at the ceiling, but I do not wish to go alone.
Okay.
I'll stick with Madeline.
All right.
I'm gonna also stick with Madeline.
Oh.
So can you move us?
Me and this locket
Down
are going to
the-
go up those stairs, actually.
The balcony on your side?
No, I'm
ones
going to
are
go
over
with
there.
them.
Okay. So while you guys all do that, you watch as Sister Madeline walks to the opening of the sanctuary and is standing right in front of this flame. So you can see that it looks like it's a... Now that you guys are closer, you can see that it's like a brazier. But it's a very large one with an enormous billowing flame cast out of it.
She's going head first. She's going right in.
Like fire.
I am right up on her
Yeah, I
now.
want to run up and grab her.
Okay.
That
Sister
didn't work
Madeline.
last time.
Sister Madeline,
What?
what are you doing?
What do you mean?
Why are we here?
Why?
You led us here. Why?
It is time
Time for what?
No, it's not.
to awaken.
Awaken what?
You two, right here, adjacent
No.
to Madeline. I'm so glad it's you two again.
Lawrence just tapped me and said, "What have we done?"
You feel bits of dust, dirt, and stone cascade onto your head, shoulders, and clothing.
Knees and toes.
Shield above my head. Shield above my head.
You put your shield up.
Oh yeah, above my head.
You need the whole ceiling's coming down. That's not going to be
And I'm gonna
enough.
just slowly back away.
I'm gonna
What are you doing?
stand under his shield
So you kind of cower under
and
his shield.
look up.
You look up.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Oh,
Everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
oh
That didn't. I mean, that
Jesus.
didn't answer the question.
Right behind
Oh,
them.
can you pass me a set of dice?
Oh, no.
Billy
Pass
needs
me a set
dice.
of dice.
Yeah.
As you cower under Nesgrim's shield, Sister Madeline looks up.
Oh, God.
You look up and follow her gaze. I would assume if the three of you would like to roll perceptions to be able to, because you guys are like 35 to 40 feet away. This is not a ridiculous amount of rocks that are falling. I will give you all the perception roll to see if you recognize what is happening. If you don't recognize what is happening, you will be surprised.
Okay.
Because you guys said you're going towards that. Like, it's not like it's out of your eyesight.
Yeah.
But it's
So,
not
how
here.
much of the ceiling is falling down?
It's not the ceiling.
How much of whatever is falling down? Like, in what area?
Just around them, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
small pieces
Gotcha.
of dirt and rubble.
22 on perception.
Okay.
17
thank
on
God.
initiative.
Cool.
14 on perception.
Cool.
1 on initiative.
Why?
I know.
Do you have a bonus?
4 on my
What's in that
initiative.
I
4?
don't think that matters.
4.
on initiative.
What's your bonus?
0.
14 for my initiative.
Don's a 5 with his bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
I am 16 for perception and 11 for initiative.
You said 11 for initiative? The three of you all succeed on the perception checks.
Less.
You watch as falling from the ceiling, this woman in a billowing red dress with, like, you think of the shawls where she's able to pull it, where it matches and swoops out from underneath her, descending.
I wasn't expecting a woman. I mean, I should have.
The Sisters of Sorrow, Sarah.
But like, I wasn't expecting a woman to be falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, we were all expecting the statue to come to life.
I was expecting like a
That
giant
was the bait.
centipede.
At this distance, would I be able to tell one of two things? Like, is she either one of the sisters that I recognize from the orphanage, or does she match any description that I've ever had of Sabrina?
She does not match a description of Sabrina. She is not a sister that you guys notice. Knew. As she descends towards you, not only does she have the beautiful billowing red dress, you can see that her skin is pale white, almost translucent, and she has curled, like, amberish hair.
Before combat proper starts, can I take quick action?
And
Grab Sister Madeline.
to...
Hold
Keep her from going into the fire.
Yes, I will
Or
say that.
alternatively
I will
use her
say that that
information.
was what you were doing as you were talking to her before the initiative roll.
Cool.
Now, as well, as we're beginning initiative, after initiative roll, for all of you, you have inspiration for what you have done with following Madeline down here. And now I roll my initiative. And Donna, combat, horrifying?
That's already on. I put it on.
Combat deadly.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, combat. I slapped that one on, just to be sure.
Where did I put the marker? There we go.
My scarf is still up there, but it's down here because I'm in a basement.
Correct.
I guess I'm in a basement in both scenarios.
Yeah, you are.
I'm in a basement in real life in this scenario.
My life is a basement.
Nobody knows this is a basement.
It's, I mean,
So you watch as this figure descends and lands right behind the two of you.
of course she does. Of course she lands
Yep.
behind the two of
Lawrence,
us.
you are first.
I'm first?
Yes, you had a 17, you said, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. This person that's descended from the ceiling, as far as I can tell, seems like she's intending to harm.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
There
I'm
is
not
an
going to
open-
assault somebody if it's
There
not
is an open
clear.
air of hostility.
Sure.
Feel the fight or flight. Tap me.
I guess.
Sorry, Sarah.
Don't die.
I'll try
Please
not to.
don't die.
I really like this character. I don't want to.
I'm gonna, like, can I pocket this locket?
Yes.
Rhyme.
Pocket the locket.
And unsheath my sword,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
as part of.
Hmm?
Okay.
Fine with me.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna unsheath the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to target her with Kubizufolo.
Okay. So, you guys are all in the area. Well, the two of you are in the Arians of Yalumlo. So, in terms of, like, the visual descriptions, you're right here next to him. You watch as this kind of white glaze overcomes his eyes with, like, a strange, curious flash of pale blue light. And it, like, briefly lingers out from his eyes, and you can watch a small illumination on her back as he uses something.
Can we do an
Okay.
Arcana check to see if we know what's going on there?
Maybe after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming we're...
Maybe if we
Once
live.
we see the effect.
I can't believe you have a secret language.
Mhm.
Just to keep
Keep a
from us.
character secret, yep.
Like, I don't even know what he's playing.
Yep.
I don't even know.
I know.
And I will. Actually, just gonna move laterally that 5 feet, and then I will. I will extend the hand that doesn't have the sword in it toward her and cast Ikulula.
Okay. Yeah, make your attack roll.
Yep. That's gonna be a. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
And then it's going to be... and...
Every turn like it's your last.
Great. I don't want to. Well, for me, it might actually be my last.
Unless you try flirting.
No, that's a guaranteed last.
I could just leave. I have face steps, so I could just.
Correct.
Bye.
Poor Nescar.
I won't.
That's per short rest.
Just like a woman in my life, leave when everything gets tough.
They disappear.
Right?
That's 8 damage.
8. Okay.
And you know the damage types, yeah.
Correct. Yep. So you guys watch as Yalumlo extends his other hand, his non-dominant, that does not have his longsword in it. And you can see that these small particles form around his palm as though crystallized energy of an indeterminate source from what you guys are aware of extends out and directs towards her, striking her in the back in the area where he had previously done something else to her.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just kind of like pulses in this bulb. You guys are behind, like a concentric circle of as though striking hits her in the back and pulses out from behind her. All right. And are you good, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right. Time for me.
Oh, no.
John, no.
I'm so sorry.
She rolled higher than me.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were packing up to leave. Now it's her turn. I'll just go.
Here we go.
I'll just get ready.
Alright, guys, bye.
I was actually just pulling out my character sheet.
All right.
I figured I'm gonna need it.
Yep, make a new one. All right. So, here's the thing for you. You guys are both right here within 5 feet of her. I will even odd to determine which of you that I attack.
Okay.
That's DJ, go figure.
DJ, you'll be evens. Sarah, you'll be odd, because you're peculiar. It is a 6. So I will be attacking DJ, to be fair. So as she lands, you guys are aware, I would say that theoretically you're not facing away from her. Like, actually, you did say you are grabbing Madeline.
I did.
Right in the chest.
So are they flat-footed?
Oh, baby. Well,
I would be probably in the process of turning around.
Yes.
Right is, yeah.
yep. So... 25?
Oh.
Does that hit?
I'm assuming it hits. I'm being a dick. I'm kidding.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
I'm looking at his AC now. It doesn't.
It's 30. Yeah, my AC's 30.
Oddly enough.
At level 2, yeah.
Cool. So instead of the damage, she grabs you and turns you towards her. You're
Great.
staring like inches from her face.
Close my eyes. As a reaction.
Do you close your eyes?
I don't. What? She might petrifying gaze me or have some weird eye thing.
Do you want to close your eyes?
Her eyes might be ugly.
Do you want to close your eyes?
Her eyes are definitely ugly.
Yes.
You won't even look me in the eye.
Okay. So she turns you. You, as you're turning towards her, you begin to catch the side of like her face. You see the pale white skin, beautiful pale but still red lips illuminated, and amber eyes of this woman as you're catching the side.
Okay.
And you close your eyes, and all you feel right below like the cuff, as you like the coif underneath here, you feel this horrible sinking sensation as she bites into your neck.
Rip me.
I told you it was a puncture wound. I did my best.
Rip me.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe you'll just turn into a vampire.
All right, TJ, it's been really fun playing with you these past few weeks.
Netscript was a good time.
Okay, you take 5 piercing damage
Oof.
and 10 necrotic damage.
Oh.
Okay.
And shit gets weird.
Do you even have 15 health?
Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
Or-
So that was, you said 5 piercing.
5 piercing.
9 necrotic, right?
10 necrotic.
10 necrotic. Great. So 15 damage. Awesome. I am still up.
Your hit point total as you feel life drain from you.
I am dead.
Your hit point maximum is reduced by that 10 necrotic damage.
Oh my lord!
So if you get healed, you do not regain beyond.
12.
We're gonna need to hit up
CVS.
Corin.
Yeah.
CVS.
Walgreens? Rite Aid?
So you feel the chill of her skin make contact
Do
with
I-
yours. You watch as she grabs him and her claws like sink through the chainmail, and she turns him, holds him in her grasp, and lurches forward and bites right into the side of his neck.
Does her jaw like unhinge or anything?
Not unhinged, but it definitely grows wide, and you can see the fangs protrude.
I was gonna
from
say,
the
it's
top.
just like completely normal human teeth.
You said she has
Perfect
pale.
set of chunks.
I am
pale
also
skin.
holding Sister Madeline. So she's latched onto me with Sister Madeline between me and her right now.
I mean,
So
she
heroic.
would have been in front of you, you would have turned like this, and she'd be biting here.
Can we tell if she is at all hostile to Sister Madeline? Just by the demeanor of this attack? Was it to try and get him out of the way,
I will
or
say-
was it to attack him?
He rolled for two of us.
I
not
would
the
say
three of
that you would probably assume that since Madeline wants to be here, they probably want Madeline here too.
Well, I say we give her to him.
So
Sister's
wrong with
eyes
the
are
ultimate one?
closed. The sister's eyes will open when Sabrina
Rena
calls.
calls her home, and she said it is time to awaken.
I am holding her ass far away from that fire with my bleeding acidic neck.
Very good. That is my turn. Sarah, it is your turn.
It's my turn.
You are traumatized.
I am full of some
Anger.
terrified
Adrenaline.
fury. Adrenaline. That's
I
the
hope
word
so.
for it. That's
I
the
really
word.
hope so.
What do you got?
I am going to learn from my mistakes. And this time I am going to use my action to
Run away.
wild shape to a bear.
Into a bear!
Also, DJ, for me, make a con save.
Because the bear's too big and
I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here quietly. Con save. Oh, that's a 19.
Okay. That's good.
you're not bleeding to death.
Also, do you not have necrotic resistance?
I do.
Good. So you take
So it's
5
5 instead of
necrotic.
10.
Oh, that's right. It was
And the max
That's
would
right.
be
You're right.
reduced by...
You're right.
Good
I
thing it
missed
was
that.
him.
His maximum would be reduced by 5 instead of
So
10.
your maximum hit points
Okay.
are only reduced by 5.
It's a lot better.
All right.
You did definitely say necrotic too. That was all me.
It's okay. So you took 5 piercing, 5 necrotic, and you keep your necrotic resistance for now.
So, I have turned into
Bear.
technically a brown bear.
Very good.
I realize I've grabbed a polar bear.
That's
It's
fine.
a white brown bear. However,
I mean, yeah, you are
Not
allowed-
even slightly confusing. I follow entirely.
I have to clarify it because a polar bear is a separate
Yeah,
creature,
yeah.
separate stat block.
You're an albino brown bear.
I cannot turn into a polar bear.
A
I
brown
can
bear
turn into a
that
brown
is
bear.
the color white.
Yes, the fur is white. It is
An albino brown bear.
yes.
Albino bear.
The
Yeah, that's where I was
albino-
trying to-
Al Browno.
Oh my god! I should have just taken the.
Yeah, that's not great.
Oh my god.
Hey, said the thing.
You have
not
12 health.
Nah, it's 24, but it could have been 34 if I just taken this average.
The average. Okay. So you use your bonus action, you become a bear.
It's not. It's an action.
Still for you, even though you're Moon Druid?
It should be bonus.
You're
Wait,
welcome.
hold on, hold on.
It is
It
your
doesn't-
last
see,
turn.
it doesn't-
Every turn. Please.
I was going to tell
Bleed
her.
it for everything.
Okay, in my defense, it doesn't give me the Moon Druid information.
Oh, really?
On the page, you have to go to the
Right.
actual features and trade shit. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's why my turn takes forever, is because I'm like jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the
Yep.
actual shit
Okay.
and what we call it.
That too.
Yep. Fun.
Fun. Yes, that's what I
we
meant.
call it fun.
All right, so that is my bonus action then. So then I am going to use my action, if I can find the page, there it is, to
Multi-attack as a bear.
multi-attack as a bear.
Very good. Make your 2 claws.
All right, so, well, it's a bite and then a claw.
Oh, a bite and a claw? Cool.
Right in her face.
All right.
And you are
Yeah,
not
give
at
her
the
some of her own medicine.
Sarah, when you rolled the health, so what did you roll?
I rolled 12, and then it's plus 12.
Gotcha.
Is 4d10 plus 12.
Gotcha.
And you are not at a level yet where your damage from your attacks counts as magical, correct?
Yeah, I don't think that's till like level 6, right?
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so. Okay, go ahead. Bite and claw me, Sarah.
Sounds like we need some magical attacks.
Right?
Quick question. Around her face, is there a veil or anything? Like maybe anything that...
No, she does not have a veil.
What do we think about putting her in the fire?
I'm a biter.
Bite her back!
Just like how she bit
Bit him.
Nesgrim, I want to bite.
Fuck yes.
This-
Bite the shit out of her.
Oh, that's on a corner.
Is that
That's
does
on
that
a corner.
count?
That's not... Yeah, see.
I don't.
Well, you pushed it down.
Well,
If it's not straight, we always re-roll it, good or bad.
well, it was bad.
One of them was
I mean,
good.
it-
but
it was the
regardless.
further one, but...
That's better. 18.
18
to
hits.
hit.
Roll your damage.
1d8. Where's my d8? Where are you?
Diamond.
How about glasses? Is she wearing glasses?
No. She does not have the weird square glasses
rough, buddy.
with the nose. So how much damage?
Well,
5.
yeah.
5, so half, so 2.
Oh.
I'm a smacker.
With your claw? Very good.
Bear
So you're
smack.
Good
real,
old
you're
Bill
real
smack.
pissed.
I'm mad.
Can this move her? Are you powerful enough to move someone smaller than you?
No.
That's not part of the
I don't
description.
either.
Never mind.
You would have to grapple, and then you would attempt to shove as a separate action, though. So you would have to spend 1 turn grappling, and then 1 action shoving.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. The.
Claw the shit out of her.
Yeah. Real good.
Not great.
11.
11 does not hit.
Dang.
So you bite and you catch because she's turned kind of away from you, and your claw or your teeth kind of like catch into the side of her ribs at the back because there are openings for this dress. This dress comes towards between the breasts, so like there's openings at the side. So you watch as your teeth sink lightly into her, and as you claw, she slides out of your grasp, releasing the bite from her. You see the 2 puncture wounds on her side and thin trickles of red blood
So
slide out.
she's bleeding.
Correct.
What does it taste like?
Very acrid.
Oh.
So
Jesus,
think of
okay.
sulfur.
Ugh.
It's
Yeah. Not pleasant.
Rotten eggs.
Not at all
Pleasant.
like dirt.
No. It smells like death and rot.
Okay, that's better than.
It's better than dirt at this point, guys.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is.
Anything else for you, Sarah?
Can I move myself between her and Nesgrim? Is that an option?
Space.
No, there's no
No
space.
space. All right, then. No,
You're good?
I'm good. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Cool. Billy.
Okay, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on her.
Cool.
And then I'm just gonna start going at her. I
Okay.
don't know if I have enough movement to get over there.
What's your movement? 30?
I think it might be 20 because of my armor. No, it's 30.
30?
Yep, you can get there.
Nice.
All right.
I think I was the only
I'm
one.
gonna
of the
get
three
at
of
her,
us that
and
was
I'm
too
gonna
far
just
away.
hit her
Yeah.
with my 2 swords. I still
Cool.
have enough time to do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you can pull out your second because you had said you had pulled out one before.
No, I pulled out both before. My figurine has 1 sword out. I
Oh.
was telling somebody where my figurine was by saying
Gotcha.
I have 1 sword.
Okay, cool.
That's a miss. A 10. Ooh. Can we keep that?
So you attacked with your first sword?
And it missed, yeah.
Okay. So your bonus action is consumed by casting Hunter's Mark. You can't attack with both then.
Gotcha.
Man.
If I hit,
yeah.
could I do it? I don't understand.
So
Or-
your offhand is your bonus action.
Oh, okay, so I can't do 2-weapon fighting.
You cannot on the turn that you cast Hunter's Mark.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm just
Okay,
missed.
Not
All
yet.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Later you can.
So next
You
is
don't have extra
Done.
attack.
Okay.
No.
So I am going to point at her as my eyes like glaze over with a dark blackness and point at her and scream, "She is cursed!" and cast Path to the Grave, where she is literally cursed. So the next time you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends. So double damage for the next person that hits her with an attack.
Ooh, it's like a lot.
Nice. Okay. Which is gonna
Nice,
be
Grim.
me.
nice.
Make it
Grim.
count.
You're
Okay.
assuming that you're gonna hit, but yeah.
You're right.
And then I'm going to
Paladin.
bonus action healing word on Nesgrim.
Oh yay! Thank you.
Roll your burnout and your healing.
Please don't burn out on healing me.
Also, for Hunter's Mark, Billy, you have to roll burnout die.
Yes. I don't even know what my burnout die is.
It's a D12.
8, I'm good.
Cool.
You heal for 6.
Hell yeah! Thank you.
You're welcome.
That gets me right up to
11.
my new maximum.
So you're fine. So yes, you regain 5 hit points because your hit points are reduced by the 5 necrotic, DJ. You took 5 piercing,
Right.
so you regain the full 5 piercing.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't have to roll hit that for wild shape, correct?
Burnout? No, you do not. Okay.
That's my turn.
Awesome. And DJ.
Cool. So this room is dark. It's like a dark sanctuary, right? Aside from the fire.
Yeah, I mean, in the area you guys are now, it's bright, but
Right.
the majority of the other locations are dimly lit, yes.
So would you say she's still within touch range for me? I can grab her.
Correct,
Right.
you're actually grappled.
Yeah. So
You're still getting eaten alive.
if I were to cast light on a piece of her clothing, would that give advantage on attack rolls similar to fairy fire?
No, it would
Okay.
not.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm going to push Sister Madeline at her. Use Sister Madeline like a weapon. Yep.
Yo, what are you how does this guy have any paladin power?
And while she's distracted from, the person falling into her, I'm going to step forward and swing at her with my sword and chop down at her.
All right.
I swear, if you cut
Don't
Madeline in
roll
half,
a 1.
So,
You better not roll a 1.
yeah, I mean, Madeline, I guess, would not really resist you because she's very affixed to this fire and not paying attention to what's going on. So you push Madeline into her. You're still grappled, so you're not able to move.
Right.
But, yeah, you may make your attack roll at this lady.
Did we try talking to her?
Sure did.
bit his throat out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she immediately descended from a
talking.
ceiling that is in a dark, spooky, creepy chapel.
Get there?
It's 7.
He thought he
I thought it was
a one.
Madeline, I'm sorry! So that's going to be a... Oh, wow, that's actually 13 to hit.
13 hits.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Silk dress.
She has a weakness.
So it's 1d8
really easy to
doubled,
hit.
Doubled,
right?
yeah.
So double the roll then, not double the...
Yeah, it's not double
Okay.
dice. It's
Yes,
just
it's
whatever.
double the roll. Vulnerability
Right.
is whatever the value you get.
Good. Okay, so that's 8, so 16 total.
Okay, so very good.
Noise.
Nice.
So I actually have. So it doesn't override resistance. Can you read it again?
I'm pretty sure
Does
it
it
does.
double then
It
half?
does. If they have,
She's
let me
cursed.
double check.
Because yeah, if it says that they gain vulnerability, it would override resistance in my eyes.
Ooh.
At least for this one attack, obviously.
Yeah, let me pull up vulnerability real quick. Because I had just looked at it, and if a creature or object has resistance to damage of that type is halved against this. If a creature or object has vulnerability, damage of that type is doubled. So I would assume it cancels out the, let's see.
The resistance?
Resistance and then vulnerability are applied after all other modifiers to damage. For example, a creature has resistance to bludgeoning and is hit by attack that deals 25 bludgeoning. The creature...
So hold on. Just for Channel Divinity, can you read what it says?
Yeah. The next time you or an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
to all of that attack
Sure.
damage?
Okay. I'll permit it to do the 16.
Cool.
It's questionable language.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it
That's why
doesn't
we have a
specifically
DM.
say that, like, it overrides it. So, I mean, it's a
Right.
one-time effect. I would say that it overrides it for that singular instance.
Okay.
For now, and then in the future,
Correct.
if we find out it's different, yeah.
I mean,
gotcha.
what would the math be on if the target
just be-
had resistance but then gained
It
vulnerability?
would just be a flat roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you would double it and then
half it. So it would just be
Gotcha.
the same value. Okay.
What if you got to round down twice?
Oh.
Anything else on your turn, DJ? As you kind of just pull Madeline against her, kind of brushing her up against her. She's not, like, knocking her over. You're just keeping her right here, kind of whacking her into her and attacking with your sword.
The goal was a distraction as a person was falling toward them, like, oh god, a person, and then I hit them.
Very good.
No, that's gonna be it. I don't have any bonus actions I can use. So
Very good.
Can the rest of us roll to see if we notice him do that?
I mean, you're all
Okay,
looking at
all
this
right,
point.
all right.
You all see that he definitively
'Cause we're gonna have a talk about that later.
moves her into her. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
your long sword slashes into the area of her chest, and you can see that you kind of catch, like, along the shoulder, down into the, like, side of the tricep bicep area along her one arm.
okay.
You see that the slash does go through her skin. You see blood slowly begin to slide out from her body. At the beginning of the round, you watch as part of that wound begins to seal and, like, refirm
Pick at it.
itself
Pick at it.
right in front of you.
I'm
It'll
gonna
never heal.
scream loudly
And
and bring that to everyone's
she
attention.
just, with blood dripping from her fangs, smiles at you specifically.
Great.
Top of the turn order, Lawrence.
Alright. I'm gonna move up to there.
Trying to get it so nobody's in the way.
And I'm going to. I'm gonna cast Ikalikisa on her
Okay.
as a bonus action.
Okay.
I roll burnout die.
Yep.
It's an 8, so that's fine, right?
Yep.
And then. So that was a bonus action. And I can also do Ikirila.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna do that then.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Natural 20.
Oh.
I don't know what it is, but I'm happy to hear it.
Okay, so roll the percentage die, or roll a d20.
Roll
Roll
a d20.
the d20 for the critical table.
11.
Decapitation. Oh.
Okay. You said 10?
11.
It's an 11.
Okay. 3d10.
3d10.
So you're capping 1, rolling 2.
Cap 1.
Yep, so you get
Roll
the 10,
2.
and then you're rolling 2d10.
Is that in addition to other damage, or
That's
that
what
is
this table is.
damage? Gotcha.
Yes.
So, 10 plus
Plus
2
roll.
more plus some other things.
Correct.
Damn.
Nice.
So that's it. 15.
Can you change it well? Can you change it well?
21. And. I think it's 24. Let me
24?
just double check.
Okay.
Couple of things. Yes, it should be 24.
Fantastic. So you, again, who are in the area, Don, you're behind him.
Yep.
You watch as once more he extends his hand that does not bear his longsword, and this massive central area of, like, crystalline blue energy looks as though it forms like a flat, mirror-like glass form of energy, and pulses out from his hand and strikes her greatly in the back. And she just lets out, like, a quick guttural kind of shriek where it's like
I laugh at her.
Are you really in the position to
good.
do that?
Now I am.
If he
And,
taunts her, she'll be more likely to attack him.
On Ikala
That's
Kisa,
not-
I get to
he's
choose a
almost
skill.
dead.
Correct.
Yeah,
So,
but
wisdom.
you're not.
Wisdom.
I'm a bear.
Bless you.
I remember screwing that up last time.
Bless you, Alan.
What did you just do?
He reduced her wisdom, I think.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that's very good because a lot of my stuff is wisdom saves.
I'm a bear.
I haven't had spell
I
slots
gotta do
in a
better
long time.
things.
Cool.
Did you say how she was looking? How's she looking?
So she is bloodied from that attack.
Nice.
Cool.
So
From that attack.
yeah.
Now, phase 2.
Some things happen.
Yeah, figured.
So you
This isn't even my final form.
strike her in the back. Okay. This force damage almost disperses like portions of the dress at her back, like breaking fragments of the fabric and ripping it asunder as it falls and flies by you two, who are right here in her face. The pieces of red silk like flow in front of you.
Can I grab one?
You wink at her.
Sure.
Cool.
Save it for later.
You never know, man. I might...
So
He's gonna
As-
sniff it before he goes to bed tonight.
as you watch this pained reaction in her face as she makes that guttural noise at first, you watch as her mouth just extends in a wider smile. Her fangs protrude, and you, since she is still grabbing you, feel her claws dig deeper into your chest.
I stop laughing.
Yeah. So this kind of like pale illumination around her face kind of just takes you by surprise. It's only around her face, and it's just a thin pale illumination. And as a reaction, now that I'm bloody, I bite you.
Rip me.
She might
No,
miss.
bite you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
19.
Yep.
I thought you meant damage.
Yeah,
Sure does hit.
I mean, it could be. It's a lot of dice.
I don't like how they.
It's
I
more
don't
than
like
one
that.
die.
Clankety, clankety.
So it's 5 piercing and 9 necrotic.
So
Rounds
9
down to
damage
4?
total.
Which
Or
is
the 9
4.
halved already.
The 9 is no. So you're taking 4 necrotic, 5 piercing.
Okay, so 9 total. Okay.
How you looking?
He says in exactly that voice.
I'm more concerned about his.
I'm okay, guys.
I'm more concerned about his max HP reaching 0, because then he's just dead.
Yeah.
He's only down 9 right now.
So her
And he took like...
Does that decrease my max
damage on that
HP as well?
yes.
Presumably.
So your max hit points now should be reduced by 9 because that should be the total necrotic value you've taken so far. So this white pale light around her as she sinks her fangs into you begins to grow, enveloping the two of you and Sister Madeline. You feel this almost like withering, life-draining essence in her presence.
What is she? What is this?
It's
You-
bad.
She like that other guy?
You don't have any damage from that right now.
Oh,
That is
that's a. Ugh.
that is my reaction.
That's your reaction.
Yes,
His reaction to my attack.
correct. Because the bloodied is a trigger, the attack is the reaction, the aura is a trigger upon bloodied state.
And now it's your turn.
Yes, it is.
Oh boy.
And she's tired of Nesgrim and wants to attack me now, right?
It's gonna be me.
He's so delicious.
laughed in
though.
my face.
Call me Justin Timberlake, because it's gonna be me.
I like that.
Appreciate it. Hopefully my next character is too. I hope so.
Play a bard next time.
I guess you could say
Why?
that Nesgrim is a snack.
So first, I can claw you to see
Sure, man.
a 16.
That does not hit.
You do not have your shield in your hand.
Fuck, that hits.
Where's your
He
shield?
doesn't.
Madeline longsword.
Yeah.
What did you do with your shield?
Did you drop it to pull
I
Madeline?
must have.
You never had it.
Never
Well,
did
he
that.
Holding it above
he
our
had it.
heads.
Oh, you had it
Previous
above your
to-
head. So, I mean, even still, though, you wouldn't be
To grab-
gaining the value of it because you...
2 turn.
Could he not have
He's
like
literally
scooped
grabbing
Madeline
half the
with
value.
the
That's-
shield
So it's still
rather
hit.
than like?
And
Could
he
he have
since
just
pushed
scooped her?
her.
He did, yeah, maybe.
I don't think
I really appreciate
Like a
this lobbying,
shovel,
guys.
like a shovel. It's Oshuamp. Shovel shield.
time to dig.
Shield shovel. He did use it as a shovel before.
Don't kill another friend in this home.
Flat roll a d20. 10 to 20, you will get your shield's bonus. I will say that you were able to, with the straps on it, keep your shield.
What'd you do?
I'm not saying that you dropped your shield. I'm saying that it would be not in a position
Yeah.
for you to
Ineffective.
gain the armor class value of it because your hand is occupied.
So that hits then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, guys. I appreciate the effort. I do.
Do you have any buff spells that you make him cast
Oh, I have
when
no
you're
spell
in the
slots.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
I've had no
got
spell
all them.
slots since the last combat.
What are spell slots?
8 slashing.
What was the last combat?
The last what?
The last combat.
How much necrotic?
I wasn't involved in it.
That's
Or
the
just-
claw.
Just 8 slashing.
Oh no.
I am still up.
In the game. Okay,
now.
the decay damage is only with the mouth.
So
She's got a dirty mouth.
The bite.
So, valuable question before you bite this man. With his max HP reduced by 9, how far into the negative does he have to go to auto die?
0, I think.
We'll see what happens when I bite him.
A surprise.
Butterflies.
23.
Hits.
I'm dead. Oh, not dead, but I'm unconscious. I have 1 health. So, I mean, I'm unconscious.
Do you genuinely have 1 health?
I genuinely have 1 health.
So you guys watch as she bites deeper into Nesgrim's throat, tearing into it. You go to 0 from the necrotic damage.
Ooh, man. She went into the windpipe with that one.
So you watch as whatever life is in Nesgrim's eyes fades, disappearing from your sight. And you fall dead to the ground.
No point in death saves. Just dead.
Necrotic damage from this.
Wait.
And
Oh.
you watch as Nesgrim just falls to the ground.
Now,
Fuck.
he took
That's your last word?
piercing damage at 1,
Okay,
and
so
he
you're
has
at 1.
necrotic resistance.
I do have necrotic resistance, but I was at 1
You should be able to
HP.
death save for
This
necrotic.
is just a question.
So I will say that the piercing
Reduces me below
reduces
1.
you to 0.
And then
The additional.
yeah.
The necrotic damage,
Just icing.
I will be generous and say that the necrotic damage will, instead of, because it is not what is reducing you to 0 hit points, will give you dying 2 as a condition, as
Okay.
opposed of outright
Okay.
dead.
Okay.
That's a way to keep
And
the tension up.
is
Yeah.
his max health reduced again from the necrotic?
Yes. So it was 7.
9.
It's 7 necrotic, so you take 3 of it. So your max health is reduced by 12.
So it's now 6.
And you watch.
Wait, my max health is reduced by. You say 12?
12.
Total.
My max health is now negative.
No.
No, you're
To- 12
overall.
total. 12 total.
From
What
the
is your
whole-
max?
out of everything.
Right.
Yes.
An additional 3 beyond the 9 you were already at.
Yeah, so my max health was 9. It's cool. Okay, so I'm at 12. Okay.
What is your
You're at
regular
6.
maximum hit
Right.
points, DJ?
22.
9
So
is
minus
your
12.
maximum
It's a
hit
10
points is
right now.
10. It's 22 minus the 12,
Okay.
so it's 10.
12
Yes.
total.
Right. He
Understood.
did the math
Yeah.
for you.
Understood.
It's not
Okay.
12 new points down.
Sorry,
It's
that's what I was. Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
still there.
Yes.
Barely.
That is my turn as you fall to the ground in front of your friends, bleeding and dying. Sarah, it is your turn.
Fuck her up.
Please?
Please.
I'm going.
I also bloodied you.
Me?
Yeah, that
I think that was
gives me
self-explanatory.
something.
Oh, great.
I would like to... Can I move myself so that I'm standing over Nesgrim?
He is on the ground, yes.
Like between...
It would be something where you would provide, like, cover.
Yeah, I would like to provide cover for
She's a
Nesgrim.
bear.
Yes.
I'm a bear. I'm huge.
Yes.
Your size is huge. No, it's large.
It's large, but...
Yes. Because he's
Hyperbole.
medium,
Yeah.
he would be able to occupy your space. You're moving over him, so this way he's occupying your space. You're not occupying
Hey,
it.
thank you.
Yes.
A little too late, but whatever.
I mean, I tried to do it before,
I know.
but... and I'm going to attack. I'm going to
Yep.
bite her and...
Claw the shit out
Yeah.
of her.
Nice.
That's a nice one. It's going to be a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Oh my god. It'd be wild if Ricey went up by that much.
I was just waiting
Are
when you
you
said
kidding? Get
13
out of
hits for you to be like, Madeline.
5 points of damage.
So,
Still got your claws.
2. So you deal 2, because it's half.
A love bite.
And then
Yep.
claw attack.
A nibble.
Tis but a scratch. Nice.
23 to hit.
23
Yeah.
hits.
Different... Oh, wait, did I roll... Was that... Yeah, different D8. Rolling a different D8, because that one keeps rolling ones.
Nice.
I
like this one.
Oh, that's... Just kidding, it's 2d6.
Ah.
I'm so sad.
Nice. Even better.
That's even better. 14 points
14
of
total.
slashing damage.
Okay.
Yep.
So 7. Yeah. So you bite into her, like you interpose yourself, standing over DJ's Nesgrim's
Yeah.
body as he's just clutching at this oozing blood draining out of his
Do I have
neck.
to say
Oh
that
my
I'm
god, you're
real
gonna be a
mad?
red bear now.
I'm mad.
Oh, you're mad.
I'm mad.
I know you're mad. That's good. And you bite into her thigh and then sink both claws into her chest, almost elevating her, but keeping them dug into her body.
Would you say that sets her up nicely to get stabbed in the back?
I mean, potentially.
Okay.
Anything else on your turn, Sarah?
I think that's all I can do.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
All right, Billy.
Alright, hold her still. I'm gonna stab her in the back with both of them.
Okay, move Billy's character up, or is
Oh, I'm
Billy
right
already,
there.
Billy's already there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already right behind her. She don't even know.
We all have inspiration, don't we?
Oh yeah, what does that mean?
You have advantage.
Inspiration
on
is, yes, you can use it to re-roll any roll
Okay.
for advantage.
I have 14 on this.
14 does not hit now.
Can I re-roll it after I know it doesn't hit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
In fact, I don't think that you can re-roll it after you've rolled it. I think you
Yeah, I
have to
think you have to roll
decide to
twice.
use
You
it
have to
for
use if you're
advantage
using
as you go
inspiration.
through.
Gotcha.
Before you
Okay,
do
then
the
I'll
roll.
use my advantage on this swing.
Okay, so on your offhand swing, go right
Yeah.
ahead.
I imagine that doesn't
Okay.
apply to
Roll
death
again.
saves.
Try to get that 20.
Hmm?
Okay.
Doesn't apply to
Get the
death
crit.
saves.
I would permit it.
Okay, the better one is
Remember,
24.
24 hits.
Okay.
Remember also, I told you that you can utilize your inspiration to self-stabilize.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally in the rules I gave you guys for dying as a condition.
It's been a while.
It has.
Sounds like a really great way to use your inspiration, Nesgrim.
Yep.
That sounds like the best way to use my inspiration, and on my turn, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
And then go right back down.
Stab her and
No.
for 8 damage.
I'm
8.
No, wait.
protecting you at this point.
Yeah, for 8 damage.
Okay, so half does 4.
Don't do it.
What's everything done?
Anything else on your turn?
Well, No. No, I'm good.
Okay. Done.
Because I already used my bonus action.
Okay.
How's she looking?
Pretty bloodied. Yeah.
More bloodied than after I hit her?
More bloody than after you hit her. Not
Just because
not
she took a
drastically.
bite out of somebody, so I
Correct.
wasn't sure if that... made
she
a
got
difference.
nourished.
It gave me some nourishment, indeed. Yes, not
But she does look worse off than
yes,
the last time
slightly,
I hit her.
but definitively a difference to you. Done.
So I'm going to recite an incantation and wave my hands in the air and cast Guiding Bolt as a light of energy whips through the air towards her.
Very good.
That's not going to do it. That is an 11.
You didn't.
All right,
didn't announce?
Yeah, I didn't announce it.
So your guiding bolt sails towards her, and you watch as this kind of pale illumination around her forms almost like a shield, strikes her, and dissipates a few inches from her chest. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to bonus action and reach out to Nesgrim and throw some life into him.
Roll your burnout die.
Yep. I got to do that for the other one too, right?
For guiding bolt, yes.
We're good. For both.
So it's just if you don't roll a 1.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, when you say throw some life my way,
He's casting Healing Word on
Yes.
you.
You get 5 hit points.
thank you.
Okay, so you're in my
Almost
aura.
at full HP.
So hold on. You're in my aura. You regain 2 hit points.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yes. As
Gross.
you watch the magical energy from Ether travel towards that healing life from Ether. You watch as some of it pulls almost unnaturally towards her. Awesome. And you watch as she just stands over.
Are you serious?
Thank you.
Are you serious, John? We can't heal?
I mean, not in her aura.
It's not a big aura, but
Gotta
yes.
get out of her vibe.
Nesgrim.
You need to back up.
You need to fucking run, bitch.
Yeah. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, my D&D Beyond crashed. Yeah, no, I'm going to...
So one other thing real quick, with the way that we have the dying rules, doesn't he move in the initiative to in front of her?
Oh.
Yes, correct. So it's not actually your turn.
Okay.
So that means that we move towards the top of the turn order.
Which is me.
Correct.
And then her immediately after.
It's me, then you,
Then
and
you.
then her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
shift
Yeah,
in
you're
front of
before
the
her.
person that knocked you.
Correct.
Oh, so they can't just knock you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like that rule.
Yes.
Yeah.
New
I'm
turn
glad
order for
someone
me.
knows the rules because I
Yep.
certainly don't. I'm just starting to get used to D&D rules.
Yeah. So you watch. Sorry, just at the beginning of the turn order once more. This pale light kind of pulse out from her.
Further.
Not further necessarily, but you watch as more of the injuries from her body begin to seal up in front of you. So, like, not the areas where you have your claws dug in, the initial wound from the arm from Nesgrim. You watch as more of that wound begins to seal up. Man. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to use my inspiration and attack her with Ikulula.
Okay.
Those are both the same roll, but it's +6 to hit, so it's a 20 with bonus.
20 hits.
And then that was...
Fans, and we homebrew, we permit spells similar to like Critical Role does up to a certain level to be able to permit non-cantrips for bonus action and for action. Find it works better at the early levels for being able to moderate healing like this needed.
Yep.
You said 12 damage?
I did not say damage yet.
Sorry.
Yeah, technically the answer to that is no.
Correct. Yeah, but
We're
we
not-
find it like ruins the early level casting capacities.
It's
No, you're totally fine. Thank you for asking.
It's 14 damage.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
2 of that is off of Ikalikisa,
Okay.
if that's relevant.
Yeah.
I imagine it is.
Yes.
I don't think this is the appropriate music for this situation.
This
pretty
Race
creepy.
against the
Do
clock.
you remember that level from Donkey Kong 64 with the boxes that would explode in the Jack in the Box thing? This is absolutely the music from that.
Oh god, don't
It
tell me
has to
that.
be.
I was terrified of that boss fight. And the one in the boat too, in the lightning. That was
Oh yeah,
terrifying.
that one was terrible.
Lawrence, are you doing anything else?
I don't have any relevant bonus action stuff.
Maybe it. Brown bear.
So, no.
I was
Okay.
just gonna say brown bear.
DJ comes to you now.
Hey, all right. I'm going to disengage.
Good.
And back up quickly.
Okay, so
To-
you use half your movement to stand up from being prone.
Mm-hmm.
Disengage.
And now you
which,
are right at the altar where she wants you.
Which direction are you moving, DJ, with your 15 feet of movement?
To the corner of that fence. Yep.
And now curl up.
In a ball and cry.
And move your shield.
And you
Back in
use
place.
your inspiration to stabilize? Is that...
No.
No, he got healed.
Yeah.
Now,
You healed him.
that
that's
reminds
right.
me. So as far as inspiration goes, can I use that to restore a spell slot? One spell slot.
No.
Okay.
Can you use inspiration on a death save?
Yes.
All right, and that'll conclude my turn. Yeah.
Cool. So you action, disengage after standing up, push off of her, flee towards the side.
Yeah.
I'm standing between them.
Not now.
Well,
Madeline's. Yeah, I mean, I guess you both are kind
she's,
of in the way.
she's pretty blocked.
She's got line of sight.
Yeah, I said that those things are only about 3 feet high.
I also have my claws in her chest.
You're
Shoulda.
also still bloodied. And I'm hungry.
Oh, she goes after whoever's bloody. Yeah.
I'm tanking. I'm trying to tank. I'm trying to tank.
Okay.
You know you're in a bad way when your druid is trying to tank. That's how
Druids
you...
are actually really good tanks.
Yeah,
That's why
especially
I chose,
moon
that's
druids.
why I chose.
Yeah, so I will have me turn towards you as you flee, but are still in my area, and look over towards you. Yes?
No.
Does his trail of blood look exactly the same as the other one?
No, this is definitively fresher. It's the same
Well,
thickness.
no, I mean,
yes,
the
same
thickness,
yes.
We know what happened with that trail of blood, guys.
And
We
this-
figured it out.
This
You really are a hunter.
fury fills her eyes, changing them from like a lightish amber to a darker. And she, for taste of weakness, leaps 30 feet towards you
And
I'm gonna
skewers
use-
herself on the spikes.
I'm gonna use my reaction.
without provoking attacks.
No,
of
are
opportunity.
you serious?
She's too fast for that.
He is bloodied.
Man.
So you
trying
watch
so
as she leaps over this. I will make the athletics check to see if I can leap.
One.
To see if
One,
she
one,
trips
one,
over the
one,
fence.
one.
Is there any disadvantage because Ritora's claws and teeth were still in her leading into this movement?
You got it. So the lower of a 2 roll is a 16. So
She's still
you
gonna do it.
watch as she leaps, flying. Yeah, like Superman-esque,
While-
horizontal. Yes.
While she's in the air, I'm gonna hold my sword out, point first in her direction.
Like behind
For
your
your
shield.
reaction, like trying
Like a
to just go
pike.
like this.
To where you can try to land on me, but you're getting through my sword to get to
Got
me.
shield here, sword here. Let's do this.
Cool. So you slide your sword in this direction. She, as she's flying, her hands, as she is above you, she places her hand on your wrist as she's over your sword, pushing your arm down and trying to sink her other claw into your body.
Okay.
Yeah, a 21's gonna hit.
John, come on.
It's the dice.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was that first hit that bloodied me.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was.
No, yeah, that first hit was devastating.
Instead of damage, I will once more do the grapple.
Okay.
So she holds you,
Okay.
Throws you in the fire.
and now I attempt to bite you.
Great.
A 24.
So that was
Nazgrim.
an action to get away without provoking opportunity attacks.
Bonus action for the taste of weakness for the jumping.
And
Multi attack is the actual action.
I was just trying to understand.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
I appreciate
I'm trying
the effort.
so hard to keep you alive.
I appreciate the effort. I do.
So
Do you have any potions or anything?
well, it's 8 piercing from the bite itself.
I have 2 health.
So yes, you again once more get knocked. You're at dying 3 as
Okay.
you go right back to the ground.
So I only take 1 stage of dying here.
Correct.
Okay, not 2, like the last one.
Yep.
Okay. However, 1 more hit.
That's
and
a lot
I'm
of dying, yeah.
Gone.
So I will permit your inspiration to be consumed to prevent the additional triggering of
Cool.
necrotic energy.
Absolutely. I will absolutely utilize
You're still
that.
in front of her for the initiative order.
Okay.
You're not moving again.
Throw it on the fire.
And that's me. Sarah.
So the aura, does that move with her, or did
Correct.
that stay where she was
With her.
originally?
So everybody away from her can heal just fine.
Correct.
That's the problem. The only person who needs to
Yeah,
heal is
I feel
stuck in the
genuinely
aura.
very bad, but whoever got bloodied, she was going
Yep.
to hunt to the death.
Yeah.
And it was me.
Yup.
Happens. I closed my eyes when she was trying to bite into my neck.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, but she has you grappled as well.
Can I grapple her? What? I want to run over.
Oh, let's all grapple her and put her in the
So
fire.
when you move over towards her, grappling is a replacement for one of the attack actions inside of your multi-attack.
Okay.
So I'll permit to grapple and then bite. For grappling, you make an athletics check, and I can test that with either athletics or acrobatics.
All right. I'm gonna use my inspiration for the.
Wouldn't take
grapple.
her for a dancer.
Okay.
John, please.
Not me! I'm sorry!
I didn't even roll yet.
I am a 22.
So that would be a strength,
It's athletics,
which is.
which is strength based, but I
Okay.
do not know if bears are proficient in athletics.
I mean, I don't
Skills,
think
perception, that's it.
Okay. So you attempt to grab onto her, and she is just in a frenzy as her one claw is still gripping, like huddling all the chain from below your neck as she has once more feasted on your flesh at your neck. And you can see the lingering, despite your necrotic resistance, sliding around your body as though this like black blood is now seeping through your face. You see Nesgrim is still unconscious on the ground. That has replaced just one of your things. You may still make your attack with your bite.
You got this. Good old bite.
Oh, that's right. I'm stabilized, not currently dying, but still unconscious. Right. Okay.
You're dying 3. It's bad.
I thought the inspiration.
No, the inspiration
The
can
inspiration
be
kept me
made
from
it where
taking
you
more
didn't
necrotic.
go immediately to dying 4 and die.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Understood. Still on dying 3.
So, on your turn, if no one heals you, you will have to make a dying check with a DC of 13. Because it's 10 plus your dying value.
Can I use my claws instead of the bite?
Sure. You got 2 claws, you got 2 paws.
20 to hit.
20 to hit?
Yeah.
Yep.
My brain just stopped working for a
It's
second.
okay.
Nice.
Alright, so that's going to be 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay, so 6 for halved. She looks very bloodied.
And can I use a free action to just, like, roar?
Yeah, absolutely. In
aggressively?
anger, yeah. Absolutely. So you claw into her like she, as you attempt to grapple her, she in her frenzy, still holding onto him, having just bitten his neck, with the other hand pushes your one claw off of her, preventing the grapple. Your second claw catches her once more in the stomach, like right near her navel, sinking in deeper this time, and then you roar angrily in her face. And she just pulls up from Nesgrim's throat, blood dripping from her fangs, and just licks her lips aggressively in your face.
Well, you got her attention.
Oh, yeah. Billy.
Okay. Oh, that's not an easy setup, huh? Is she... Can I attack her? Well, it's only 3 feet high. I'm 7 feet tall.
Correct. You would be able to attack her.
Yeah.
I bet you can.
Yes, you can attack her over the thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to go over there and give her a good old couple of whaps.
Like whack-a-mole or pop up and boom!
Just die already!
You also have our first thing for flanking as well, so you're getting the +2 to your attack roll as well.
Well, that's not going to do much here, but maybe for the second one.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe?
13?
13 does no longer hit.
Damn.
Donnie boy.
All right, I'm going to move my 30 feet and yell, Nesgrim, I did not want your bones just yet. And I'm going to,
Just yet.
I'm gonna bonus action spare the dying. I can cast it at a 30-foot range
Yep.
to Nesgrim, so you
Stabilize.
stable at 0 HP.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to toll the dead.
Okay. I make a wisdom save.
Yep.
A 5, so roll your damage.
Lovely.
What's this one do?
It's
Toll the dead is necrotic damage, where like $1 is
11
in
points.
her ears, so I take half, so I take 5.
Yeah, I know. That's all I got.
I'm just glad she didn't get healed from it.
I'm not. I don't have any other cantrips that are not necrotic damage. I think I can do.
You're a death guy.
You
It's fine.
roll that save at disadvantage. I don't know if a 1 on your roll would make that any different, but...
Is it saves or just ability checks correlated with that, I thought?
Let me check.
I thought it was exclusively ability checks within that attribute pool.
It's ability checks.
Okay,
Right.
cool. Anything else for you, or you're good
That's
now?
my action and bonus action.
Very good.
And I yelled the bone comment, so I'm happy
Thank
with
you.
what I can do.
We
you
save,
can't even say.
slightly save Nesgrim. All right.
I'm getting patched up.
Well, with DJ still being moved up in the initiative order, we are back to the top.
So it's me.
Yep, and you watch once more as this blood, as she licks her lips, almost fills her with an invigoration. We're on turn 5.
I feel like that's a bad thing.
Yes.
You on turn 5?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna...
Is
try and
Sister
attack
Madeline
her
just
again.
watching?
She's staring at the fire.
Oh, okay. Okay. At least she's not walking into it.
Yeah. Yeah, the fire is strategically positioned to where Sabrina is elevated, the statue of her right behind it. Yeah, sorry, that's a statue of Sister Sabrina, just as an FYI. That's why the hair is fire.
Yeah,
right?
that's. I was
Okay.
gonna ask. I didn't know if it
Yes.
was painted specifically for
That makes
this.
sense.
Great.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And quick question: the lady currently biting into my neck, does she have hair?
Yeah.
What color is it?
Curly.
It's like the curly, like amberish
Curly
brown.
amber.
Yeah.
So not
Not Sabrina.
son of a bitch. Didn't we have a vision where Sabrina's hair changed at one point? Or my okay, yep.
She was an elf lady, and her hair previously was blonde though. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, still not.
Nope, I'm not gonna hit.
Rip.
I don't know if there's literally anything I can do.
All right.
We didn't get a description of Carolyn by chance, did we?
His wife.
Yeah.
Looks like Maribel.
Okay,
Longer dark hair.
great.
Dark
not,
brown eyes.
Not that either.
Nope. I've
Who
given,
are we trying to kill?
I've given a hint as to who this lady is.
Yeah.
Singular hint.
Could I, as... so I've moved 5 feet. Is she on this space?
She's closer to the fire, actually, isn't she? I just don't think anybody's moved her. Is she still in that
Madeline.
spot?
Yeah, Madeline would be right on Ritora's ass, staring at the fire.
Gotcha.
But not in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
My nose.
give
Oh,
me
this is gonna
something.
feel so good to do. Oh.
Let me guess what it's going to be at.
Well, I mean, so your turn is concluded, or are you doing anything else? Sorry.
I mean, I have enough movement to get myself to here.
Okay.
Could I use the rest of my movement and pull out a torch and, like, prepare to light it or get it lit?
You would be able to light it.
Sure.
I would do that. Okay. So DJ, the way when you spare the dying, is it 0 or does it replace with 1 hit point for you for
You
your?
touch a living creature that is 0 hit points, the creature becomes stable. So I'll...
Okay, so not 1
Yeah,
hit point.
it
So you're
doesn't-
still unconscious.
Great.
So your turn is consumed by lying there unconscious, still in my grasp.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That's your turn, and now it's my turn.
And I'm dead.
No,
Well-
the bear distracted her.
So the fun thing is, you're grappled by me, so she stands holding you in her hands. You guys, with being in this area, in the midst of battle, watch as she elevates you
Just toss
and
it
begins
in.
to take a step back towards the statue. I am walking. You may utilize your opportunity attacks for the two of you if you would like to use your reactions.
Heck yeah.
Because I'm walking,
Can
I
I
am
use?
not...
I can only use one of mine, right?
Correct.
Okay. And we're still surrounding her, so we still get the +2?
So
Correct.
Buck's attack happens first because of the way that they're positioned, right?
Correct.
Because she doesn't actually leave Retora's range
Correct.
right away.
21.
21 hits.
Cool.
You may roll your damage. I'm pretty bloody.
12.
So 6 halved.
12.
So she leaves your space as you slash into her back once more, and you watch as you split through another portion of the fragment connecting like right below the back of her neck.
Whoa.
Yeah, you watch, and you make your attack.
I'm going to use the claws again.
Okay.
19.
19 hits.
Hell yeah. Please kill her.
I thought you were going to say, please kill me.
Or that.
11 points of
So
slashing.
halved. So 5. You dig once more deep into her side, and she steps beyond your reach, and your claw pulls out from her side as she steps, vacating your space, and blood just heavily leaks out from the side of her body.
You.
And she's holding Nesgrim elevated in her arms.
Just gonna throw him in the fire.
Not the fire. You turn as you're swiping and watch as she walks towards the pool,
The pool.
at the base of the statue.
The pool.
How
which you-
far can she make it carrying him?
So she can make it, like, in terms of her strength score, she can walk her full distance.
She can pick
Well,
him up,
dang.
take 2 hits, and walk her full distance while carrying somebody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, her strength score is sufficient enough, like, in terms of carrying capacity, because, I mean, what do you weigh?
I mean, I'm not a small guy. I'd be at least
Sure,
bigger
I'm
than-
aware
And he's
that you're
fully
wearing
armored.
armor, but I
Yeah.
mean, in terms of, like, breastplate, because you're what, in chain?
Yeah,
Chain's like
yeah.
45
What do you
pounds.
What do you weigh, and what's your equipment weigh on?
I'd say I'd probably come
D&D?
in
What's your
200.
equipment weigh on
Your
D&D
carrying
Beyond? Do you
capacity
have
is
your
now
stuff
added
on
to
you?
her carrying
Yeah.
capacity.
Equipment weight 135 pounds,
Okay,
On top of your
and
body weight.
your body weight.
which would be 150 to 200, somewhere in there.
So 300 pounds. So
Yeah.
I will say, because you're heavily armored, sure, she goes 15 feet, not the
Woo,
full
bless.
distance to it.
Thank you, Laura.
Somebody has to be John on this end.
I'm glad you're smart enough to figure this out, because I sure am not.
So for my action then,
She's going to toss you.
I'll throw you.
She need to make an attack roll with Nesgrim.
Yeah, that's how shove working. Yeah, I'm still rolling hot today. I'm very
Buckets!
sorry.
Can I have those? Can I have those dice?
No.
Can I throw them into the fire?
I gotta kill Nesgrim.
I don't want you to, though.
I think
So
you just did.
watch
He hasn't drowned yet.
as she throws your body the remaining, 10 feet, correct?
Yeah, something like that.
Because
Yeah.
shove works 15 feet.
Well,
Yeah, 15 including
15 from her space.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yes. So you guys can see that this is actually like a cistern built like a reservoir that descends down below the base of the statue. And as you watch as Nesgrim plummets, you see that it's not a puddle of water, but a reservoir of fresh blood.
Oh, we've dealt with that before.
And you watch as Nesgrim's hands, as he splashes and sprays blood all around, you begin to sink.
Am I awoken by being thrown into a pool of blood?
No, because you're still at 0 hit points, sadly.
So now I
So
drown.
how quickly does he sink, being that each round is 6 seconds?
Falling damage. I mean, he's not going to take falling damage because it's not sufficient distance, but this is only like I will tell you, it's only like a 10-foot deep reservoir.
Sure.
So he'll sink the entirety of that on his round.
On his round.
On his round.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just to make it like
Gotcha.
easy, like
So,
because you guys are
sploosh is
still
what's happening
acting
right
during this time where theoretically in this 6 seconds of vacuous space, as she's moving, you guys would be doing other things. So he would hit the water, begin to send, and we have the other players' turns. So that's me. So Sarah.
Bears can swim real good. And they like the taste of blood.
Okay, so technically, I can't turn into a creature that has a swimming speed.
Correct.
Does that mean I can't swim? I'm unable to swim?
No, you're
Or
able to
it's-
swim.
just
Swimming
like-
speeds are your walking speed and swimming speeds traditionally are the same.
Okay. So, what
Athletics is
she-
swimming in terms of
yeah.
like a skill, just so
what
you
does
know.
she do after she throws him? Just
She
stand-
throws him, and that's like the conclusion of her turn.
Okay.
That's the other reason for why, like, to me, in terms of logical sense of the vacuous 6 second spacing,
Mm-hmm.
like, she's throwing,
Yeah,
you guys
he's
are beginning
flying.
to do things as he's splashing into the water, or blood, and beginning to descend.
That's an interesting scene to see in slow motion.
Yep. Yeah, like, she begins to elevate him, turns to walk. You watch his claws, sword sink into her back. She pays no mind and just carries him and throws him into this pool.
Like, batter aside and run in.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run, and I want to pull Nesgrim out of the pool.
Thank you. Everyone's trying to save me, and I appreciate it.
Does she leave my space?
Yes,
Yeah, definitely. She's not able to get
Yep.
past you otherwise.
do
Does
it.
she leave her space, though? If
She's gonna pass. She's back here, and she's
She's
gonna
Techni-
have to pass.
large.
her.
Technically,
she
I'm
has
going to
bigger than a
be-
5-foot base, correct? Mm-hmm. So,
But I'm technically gonna be occupying the space of the pool.
But you have to leave his range to attack.
Yeah, but the pool... So, I would say that because he's still on the height, she's able to effectively just lean right at the lip of the reservoir,
Technically,
grab your legs,
the-
and pull. Instead of having to fully go into the
Yeah.
reservoir, I will say that you are just at the edge of
Okay.
it and attempt to
So
pull him out.
she would still be touching base to
My
base.
space.
Okay.
Correct. So I
Okay.
will not
Alright,
attack.
good.
Right.
Correct.
It's not leaving his
I-
space, it's leaving his attack range.
Correct.
I wouldn't have
Provokes
complained
Okay,
either.
got it,
Either
yeah.
way,
Yep.
like I said, I'm
So she'd have to be 5 feet away.
Right.
Yep.
I made an active attempt to tank this fight and
Mm-hmm.
have been thwarted. So if she hits me, that's
I mean, she took down your actual tank, which is the really unfortunate part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
so I
going
mean,
to-
you grab him, make a strength check.
ten.
10? Yeah. So, I mean, you grab him by the feet because that is what is right at the edge of this reservoir, and you drag him up onto the floor right next to you. So you can place him right there.
Can
It's like
I?
a newborn baby.
Covered in blood.
Covered
Yeah.
in blood. Like,
Did I? How much of my action did I use to get?
Nesgrim
or
is
my
born
movement?
again.
That's not. It's about 30,
I think 25.
25. Can I use the rest of my
20,
action to
20.
stand over him?
To curl up on top of
Yeah,
it.
you can still interpose because, again, he's
Yeah.
on the ground. So,
So you're
yes,
gonna
you
just,
can
like-
continue to provide cover.
I am. I want to provide full cover to Nesgrim.
You're gonna suffocate him.
Sure.
I'm a bear. I'm stand.
You're a very large bear.
I'm a very
You can
large
occupy
bear.
his space.
Thank you.
Do you
Okay.
drop something?
dropped my d20.
That's the important one.
I know.
So, Sarah's good.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Cool. Billy.
Okay. I was gonna hop the fence, but I don't want to screw that up. So I'm gonna go around and get up all behind her.
What do you mean you don't want to screw it up? You can just walk over it, can't you?
I mean,
I could, yeah. Yeah, it's 3
You can
feet.
just take a step.
It's probably not even at knee level for me. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's step over
Yeah,
it.
because you're not gonna make
Alright,
it.
I'm gonna get up
otherwise.
behind her. I'm gonna just give her a couple of whaps.
Okay. Still the first form of flanking, so the +2 to your attack roll.
Toy.
Can I say, I'm a white bear covered in blood.
Oh yeah, you look badass as shit now. As does Nesgrim, who's this fully chain armored man with like his face leaking this like, you know, reddish blackish blood now as the necrotic energy slides through your body.
Can you do like awesomer things?
I'm unconscious.
But isn't that...
Can you just do Bossamar stuff, please?
25.
25 hits.
Alright. 1, 4, plus 4. That's 9.
Okay, so 4.
Second attack. Second verse, same as the first. 20. Okay.
Natural or
Natural.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's slashing.
Yes.
Roll me your d20 first before we do your damage.
For the critical
Okey-doke.
tables.
Come on.
That's an 8.
An 8.
You heal everybody.
Okay, so you're gonna roll. It's short swords, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you cap your 6, roll a d6, and then roll a d4 as well.
Nice. And I get my additional d6 from Hunter's Mark.
Yes, and Hunter's Mark also crits. So you get the 6 from Hunter's Mark, and
So
you roll
12.
another 6.
Alright,
Correct.
cool. 12 plus 3 is 15.
Yep.
Plus 4 is 19. Plus
Plus
4
another.
is 23.
And
So
you
23.
And you get another d6.
Said you
'cause we
roll
just said
another
Hunter's
d6
Mark
off of Hunter's
crits
Mark.
as well.
Oh.
Correct.
6.
Hey!
29.
So 14. She's incredibly bloody.
She's not down
But
yet.
still alive.
Still barely alive.
Barely.
Incredibly bloody.
Nice.
As there's this bear standing in front of her as Buck runs up and plunges, you know, forward, slashing up along the back, cleaving into her very deeply, and blood begins to spray from her all around.
Yeah, that's my fangs.
Very good. All right, Don.
All right, I'm gonna move right over here and yell out, "I told you I do not want Nesgrim's bones, you stupid bitch!"
Okay.
And cast Spare the Dying, or Toll the Dead
Okay.
on her.
Toll the dying.
Yeah, 10 fail. Go ahead.
I'd love for her to get killed by her own damage.
That would be funny.
That's 5, so 2.
2.
Yep.
Quite bloody, but still living.
Yep. I'm going to Spare the Dying.
He's
not dying.
He's stabilized.
Yeah, she didn't damage him.
yeah.
any
Yeah,
Right,
he,
further.
okay.
he didn't even
Stabilized.
start drowning.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm
though.
good. Then that's
I
all
appreciate
can
it.
do.
I mean, you're covered in blood, so you do look like you're dying.
There's no really
I have.
any way to tell.
I don't know if I can do this. Am I able to bonus action and throw my dagger?
No.
Okay.
That would be an action, I think, right?
Yeah. I
It would be
figured.
considered 2-weapon fighting, and you're not
Okay.
using
Sure.
it.
Yep. That's fine.
All right. Top of the order.
Me again.
What little healing I give myself.
Okay.
Still very bloody.
If I move to about there, could I bonus action to throw this torch, like just kind of lob it toward her feet? She's still got a dress, right?
Correct.
So I'm gonna. Can I do that as a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna make the same attack I've been making.
Okay. So I'll do Dex. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like step out of the path of the torch, so this way when it hits my feet, she just kind of like elevates her leg.
Sure.
And it does not catch the dress on fire.
But it is still lit.
Still lit right there on the ground, right near her.
A Chekhov's gun.
And I am, of course, going to miss with that attack before Nesgrim's non-turn.
So your, again,
Mama bear
crystalline
protective.
energy pushes towards her. And you watch as the force cracks against the shield, the illumination that is around her body, this aura, and disperses once more.
Is there any chance that I could have advantage on the roll because I tossed that torch at her feet and she made a movement to get out of the way?
I mean, because it's
Gotta
like...
ask.
I like your
I mean,
angles.
sure. Because it's like fire, I would say traditionally creatures like this might be averse to fire. They worship a woman who
Sure.
is sacred flame. I would say no.
Okay.
So Lawrence is good. DJ, your non-turn, as
Hi.
you are still unconscious,
You're protected.
not dying,
Hello, I am unconscious.
unconscious below this bear.
Protect. I
Who is,
protect.
who is desperately
I attack.
protecting.
I protect.
I
and
attack.
I protect.
Oh, I stand over Paladin, who failed his attack.
On my turn, I am going.
I'm also covered in blood.
I am going
Just the front of
to
you.
disengage, and I am going to leap into the cistern.
This is actual disengage.
no.
Correct.
That's
I'm going
not good.
to. This is a new round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get a reaction.
I disengage. I do not
Oh,
provoke
okay,
opportunity
okay,
attacks,
right.
and
My
I
mistake.
leap into the cistern, into the blood, plummeting into it.
That's not good.
And you watch as the blood parts where she is, and she disappears from your sight.
Entirely.
I mean, as she's jumping in, I would say that, like, because she's not that far away in this 6 seconds of vacuous space, I would swim the remaining distance down anyway. Because I was, 5, 10, 15 feet
15,
away.
yeah.
15.
I would be able to swim at
Right,
least
20 to land on the pool.
correct. So I would be able to swim my half 5 feet down, which is beyond your visions.
Yeah.
That is my turn, though. You watch as she leaps into this pool and disappears from your sight. And then it comes to Sarah.
So, as a bear,
Uh-huh.
which catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to pick up Nesgrim and book it?
Yeah. I would say as a bear, you have very heavy carrying capacity. I would even permit you to move your full movement speed.
Okay, my full movement speed is 40 feet, so
Yep.
please
Hell
move me
yeah.
as far away from this lady as physically possible.
Thanks, Sarah. No, I'm not dying. Well,
You're just unconscious on the
Yeah.
ground. Well,
On the
now
bear.
on the back of a bear who just kind of picks you up and like a baby carries you and
We must get out of here.
cradles
I'm
you
Picks you
picturing,
away.
up by
like,
your
gra-
flesh flaps.
I'm picturing like
I mean, I was,
chainmail.
I was
you
almost picturing like grabbing him like with my mouth and just
Midsection.
throwing him on my
Yeah,
back.
like
sure, like,
chainmail
like a
puppy.
mama cat.
Like a chainmail pup, like a
cat.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
Flesh
good.
flaps is such a terrible description. Oh, that's such a bad visual.
Okay,
And then
you're good.
am I able to go back into that like defense?
Yeah, standing over him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Billy.
I still got Hunter's Mark on her. Do you guys want to go look for her?
Yeah, you'd be able to track her.
Kill her.
She's,
Well, you got to come with me. I'm not
she's
going alone.
close, and I'm guessing she needs at least a turn before
She can come out of the blood all healed up.
Yeah.
that.
Wonder what we could do to keep her in that pool. Not let
Let's
her
put-
out.
I
let's
don't
just
think
throw
that's what we
pews on
want.
there.
No.
We don't want that.
No, it's where she can never
You're
get out
asleep.
again.
You're
Let's
dead.
just
I don't
grab a
think
pew,
I
throw
don't
it
think
down
we're
there.
capable
She
of
can't
that
get out.
kind of magic.
Maybe.
What do you want to do?
I mean,
So
you have
she's-
5 foot reach, right? So you can.
Let's stab down in there.
Yeah.
With short swords.
Maybe.
It's not great.
That's still fine. I
Yeah.
would say that it would occur.
Blood is very corrosive.
last
I
one.
don't go out of my way.
Oh, well, that's the last one.
Trying not to have these bad boys.
Yeah, like it's sword maintenance is expensive, right? Like, and I don't
Especially
make that
in
much.
Oshuamp.
All right. Okay, let me see if I have anything we can just throw in there.
Like a bomb?
Maybe.
I'm so.
I can't wait till I come out.
She's not
I'm
coming
gonna throw
out.
a crowbar in there.
you have a crowbar?
Yeah. I'm throwing a crowbar in the pool.
Sure. I would classify it as an improvised weapon, so I mean, you can make your attack roll.
Can he see where she's
No.
at?
I mean, he's
No,
tracking her, like,
I know
it's
she's in
obviously
there.
he can't see, but I mean, this is a wide enough pool. He
Yeah.
knows where she leapt and where that area would be once more, like, coalescing.
Sure.
So he would throw it in the correct area.
Sure.
I didn't even want this thing.
Based on having her hunter's marks, or based on she jumped in the pool and it's like...
Combination of visual plus the hunter's mark. Like, he's tracking, but I would say that she's in, like, an obscure, like, not
Okay.
invisible area,
As my
but, like,
bonus
obscure
action, I want to
area.
give everyone as much information about her location as possible. I'd
Cool.
be like, yo, she's like in that quadrant.
90 degrees. Like,
45 feet southwest.
Works for me.
Let's play
Yeah.
Battleship with her.
As far as you guys are concerned, she is effectively invisible.
Okay.
Understood.
To you, Don.
So am I not able to cast Toll the Dead if I move up to the pool?
You cannot see her, no.
Okay. I'm going to run my 30 feet and pull out my my bone short sword as I
Sick.
move, and I'm gonna stab down into the pool with it.
Go right ahead.
Oh, can you move me
I'm
up
gonna
to the
use
pool?
my inspiration as well,
Okay.
just
No,
to be
that's
safe.
on the other one. Yeah,
No, that's
across the fire.
that's
yeah.
the one.
Wow, same thing. 12.
12 does not
Yeah.
hit. You stab down into the blood, and you pull your sword up. Obviously, blood drips off of it,
Yeah,
but
but
you're aware you didn't
contact
strike
anything.
anything.
so many cool images from this
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah.
Like a bone
Yep,
sword
yeah,
with blood dripping off of it.
Impure, like crudely shafted and cut bone sword just plummets down in.
Oh,
And,
that's a 9, not a 6.
okay.
So,
So
that
your
would
total
be a
was
15.
3, so it's a 15.
15?
Yeah.
15 hits?
Hey!
Get her. Get her.
Kill her before she heals.
Get her.
She is cursed.
So that's 8 points of damage, so 4.
Okay.
John.
She just floats up.
Bubble.
Still alive?
Still alive.
Ah.
Yeah, you can tell that your sword strikes and plunges into her briefly, and you emerge, like, breach the water and pull it back out. But as far as you can tell, she's still moving.
Yeah.
So that statue's not actually of a person on a horse?
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, okay.
It's just an actual statue.
Gotcha,
Yeah, it
gotcha.
just genuinely is a statue. All right. Top of the turn. Lawrence.
Okay. All right.
Probably could have killed her that last round.
Coulda, woulda.
I made a decision.
Yes, you did. You saved your friend.
Thank you.
Gonna
Doomed us all.
try and get her with this sword.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I
This
hope
is a
so.
really morbid scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna do it. So that's 21 to hit.
21
Okay.
hits.
And that's gonna be 12 off the sword, 4 off of the other spell effect.
Very weak. Your long sword sinks in, and you watch like the area in which you part the blood with the blade, and you feel like you sink deep into her body. Like you feel, you know, you hit like fat, and then you hit bone, like
Sure.
the tip of your sword, and then you pull.
Question. Flavor. So same way that she was not particularly concerned about fire. The nature of what I'm
Yes.
doing with this sword, does that have any additional effect? in regards to A, plunging it into this pool of blood, and B, stabbing her with it.
In a pool of blood.
Yes. So as you do this, you watch as like the blood kind of gurgles and bubbles as though she's released some kind of gasp beneath the blood, as though she is quite distraught
Nice.
at this.
That's how we want her.
Okay.
Is it?
Well, no, we want her dead.
Okay, so I used my action to make that attack. The sword goes in her, deep. Could I use bonus action to attempt to not pull it straight out, but pull back on her as she
Hook her.
is...
Try to elevate her.
To try and maneuver, because I did hit deep.
Yes.
To try to maneuver her body in a way to keep her from going further into this pool.
We'll strength contest, and you have advantage.
She's gonna be real gross coming out of there.
Those are not great. The better one's a 10.
I'm a 5.
Wow.
I rolled a 2. Yeah, you elevate her out of the blood as you realize you caught her like right at the like grasp of one of her breasts, like then plunging into her sternum. That's what you cracked. You hit like her sternum, so you caught her at like an angle, and
Ran her through.
you elevate her out slightly of this pool, so you see her like effectively rib cage up, just blood drenching her hair, sliding down her face as her hair clings to her cheeks. And you look and see in her eyes tears and a venomous rage, like fiery rage.
Yeah.
And you have her propelled on your weapon here.
Okay. And it would have, as far as they can see, those runes on it. Would they be able to see that?
Yep.
If you want to
Yeah.
explain that.
The sword has a bright blue, pale, illuminating etchings engraved in the, like, honed into the one side of the blade in a language you guys can't read.
Great. Does it
But
look
they would
similar?
recognize it, yeah? At this point?
At this point, you recognize it as infernal.
Oh, good.
Oh, great!
You say you're
Welcome to my party.
technically. I'm over there.
Sure. So,
He's unconscious.
so
So
You guys
Don,
haven't seen it, but they're going to see
recognize
it, and he's likely going to share that.
Fuck.
Fuck
you
yes.
say
yep,
you just wink.
yep. Don't say nothing. Yeah, so you guys see she is effectively restrained on this weapon. DJ, it is your unconscious turn. So you
Do
remain
something with your
unconscious.
unconscious self.
Yeah.
I have some dreams. That's what I do.
So she attempts to, with both hands, grab this blade and pull herself off.
Okay. Is she, like, she's clutching at a blade?
Yeah, I also
Her
nat
slip.
1.
Oh, yeah, baby.
She cuts off all of her
Get it.
fingers.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was going for. Because you watch as in desperation, hand over fist, she attempts to clasp at both sides of this double-sided blade and goes right through her own fingers. Like,
Well, she doesn't have claw
cleanly,
attacks anymore.
And you watch as the clawed, pale fingers of this woman drop down into the pool of blood sinking below her. And she just looks up at you. We're not dead. And that's my turn. Sarah?
Fuck.
I didn't really think this far ahead.
I didn't
You should
think I'd
get
get
him
this
all the
far.
way to the surface.
We didn't think we were getting this far ahead.
I'm gonna keep running.
With Nesgrim? Mm-hmm. Okay. Billy.
I'm gonna give her a couple of stabs. Add
right
a few
ahead.
more shishes to this kebab.
Yep. Try to run her through.
It's gonna be a 21.
21 hits.
Alright. 3, 1, plus 4, 8.
Okay.
Minus 4.
So 4.
And
Is that
second skewer.
Okay.
Ooh, I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Okay. So your first sword, you plunge into the other, like, lower portion of her, going right underneath her rib cage. And you're slightly off balance as you attempt to sink the second one into her.
Oh, no.
And you hit the side of your own blade. You don't remove and
Oh, and she's
prevent
like,
your own
"Ugh,
damage.
oh, man."
yet. It's just a very, like, awkward, like, stinging, pinging sound as you clank off your own sword.
I imagine the vibration in her
Yeah,
body
you
doesn't
feel the
great.
sword like shaking in your hand, but you're a very strong person. You're capable of holding on to it. Anything else on your turn? She's
No.
like looking as though she is on her last breath, not dead.
I think that's all I got.
Still in the blood.
Okay, I am going to look at her. It's time to toll the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And
Told
Yeah,
it
told
in.
that.
pretty
dead,
much
baby.
all I can do.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 6.
That's 8 points, so 4 for
Four?
the necrotic. Yeah, so half. So, yeah, 4.
So you watch as this dolorous bell, once more, you see her head just vibrate and shake, and blood begins to trickle out of her mouth, joining the other blood that has melded into her face from the pool that is here. And you watch as the palms of her hands kind of sink lower onto this blade, almost like they're resting. Her shoulders sag and shrug. And then you feel this strange heat right next to you. And you turn, and you see Sister Madeline holding the torch that Yalumlo threw here. Oh no. And she tips it into the pool.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Like fire. And you watch as this woman, still on your sword, shrieks in agony as the fire begins to spread, obviously not quickly, but begins to sink into this puddle of blood. And you watch as she, from your bell, bleeds from her nose, from her eyes, and the fire right here, as it encases around the pool, your sword separates her as she shakes and seizes against your body. And you watch as Yalumlo holds his sword, and the lower half of her disappears from your sight. The top half of her extended on the blade of you, because only like portions of her have fallen off and eviscerated, disconnected from her body. The fire spreads along the blood, and this figure bleeds, and her eyes close. And Sister Madeline stands here, shaking, as she looks at the spot where the torch has descended into the pool. I'm so sorry, Amber. I thought it would help. And you watch the figure on your blade go limp and sink into this fiery pool. And not move.
Amber.
She's
Sister Amber.
the top half of her still.
Like limp, falling off of your sword. If you would like to try to pull
Yeah,
her
I
out.
don't want the top half of her in
That's
this pool.
fine.
I want the top half of her where either
Yep.
can have her skull.
Correct. So you, as she begins to slide off of your blade, you reach out with your other hand, grab her by the last fragments of her dress, and pull her upper torso onto the ground adjacent to you. Intestines and everything having spilled out into the pool, she looks almost hollow and vacuous from your side angle. And you see her eyes glaze and black and empty.
So for the purposes of some of my effects,
Yes,
she would
triggers.
Sure.
And
Madeline doesn't get credit for that kill, right?
No. Sister Madeline kneels down over this girl and grabs at her face, her cheeks, and holds her head in her hands. This was never what we wanted.
This was a young woman, right?
Yes. I'm so sorry, Amber. I don't understand what you've become. You were supposed to follow Sabrina. And as she says the word Sabrina, you hear a small rumbling from the figure on the statue.
Oh my
Fuck.
god, you...
And we will conclude there.
No! No! No!
Whew. We're all alive. All alive, technically.
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 Oh boy. Well, chat, thank you guys very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We will be back tomorrow for Princess of the Apocalypse at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for the follows. If you're new here, make sure you follow again so you can find us. We stream D&D 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the week. You can go to our website, NotGreatRPG.com, to find our schedule. It's got links to a calendar that shows exactly when we are streaming stuff on which day, and the time is always 6 p.m. Eastern, so that'll never change. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. We've also got links to all of our social media accounts, our YouTube, our podcasts. All this stuff is saved in a format that you can catch up on it. We've also got text recaps, so you can catch up really quickly on any of our campaigns, which is awesome. So thank you guys very much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Bye, friends.
Goodbye.